Southgate.
Good morning, Magistrate Achatea.
Good morning, ma'am. From what I hear, there's 4 out counties.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
I hear there's 4 out counties.
I only have 2 right now.
Well, I have 1 right now.
Oh,
but I'm
okay.
doing
Actually,
it
I have
in
3.
Southgate.
I'm sorry. You said
Yes,
South.
ma'am. I says I only have Southgate right now. I'll be getting some more paperwork in a few minutes.
Okay, I have 2 from Romulus and 1 from Southgate.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Oh. Larry?
Yeah.
Southgate, we need a copy of the complaint. This is just an arraignment.
I'm sorry?
Is
Is it
that-
printing for you?
No, it's not.
The second
Yeah.
cut it off and put it back on when it do anything.
What's Friday?
Okay.
Yeah. Nope. Exactly wrong with this thing.
Maybe you cut it off and cut it back on.
All right. No. Oh, here it is.
Okay, cool.
Larry, do you need this file again?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I can't print anything right now, so.
do we have it in the file? Do we have a copy of the complaint that's signed?
Well, I gave you what they sent.
You gave me what they said. Well, I'm, all right.
So I'll call and see if they got the for the complaint.
Okay,
Right now, we're dealing with this print.
okay.
Oh, you.
Because we had a little light, so that's great.
Good call, Ms. Thomas.
All right, thanks, Larry.
Yes, may I help you?
Yes, good morning, Investigator Banks. How are you, sir?
Fantastic. How are you doing?
Running late. but today's my last day doing WAPs for this month, so I'm gonna do them. And you have 4 files. You ready with white?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. This magistrate Chuck there conducting a public health hearing on December 5th, 2021. Frank Murphy, all the justice regarding Nathaniel Allen White, who's charged with count 1, weapons, firearm possession by felon; count 2, weapons, ammunition possession by felon; count 3, carry concealed weapon, pistol on person; count 4, weapons, felony, firearm. There's an habitual first notice. Officer, please state your name, badge, and division you're assigned to.
An investigator, Timothy Banks of Bass Emmons I-223, I'm a court officer for the Detroit Police Department Detective Investigative Unit.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear firm tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Testify personal knowledge or third-party knowledge?
This one, third-party knowledge, which is the investigation report, which is submitted by Detective Brian Cussy, Detective Cussy, assigned to the 8th Police Detective Unit, Detroit Police Department.
Continue, sir.
Thank you. Regarding handcuffs arrest of Nathaniel Allen White and Cussy, Detroit Detroit, Michigan, for investigative report. Incident occurred on December 2nd, 2021, 3:15 p.m. Location of Santa Maria Street and Fourier Street, located in Detroit, Michigan. On Thursday, December 2nd, 2021, 3:15 p.m., police officers Michael Al-Haj, badge number 4209, police officer Michael Reyes Morales, badge number 4905, and police officer James Wadola, badge number 873, were working in full uniform and marked Street vehicle on patrol in the area of Santa Maria Street and Fourier Street. The officers were traveling westbound on Santa Maria Street. Officer Wadola observed the defendant walking along the curb of the grass between the street and sidewalk with the hand of a pistol protruding from the defendant's right front pocket. Officer Wadola advised the part of his observations and stopped before investigation. The officers exited from their vehicle and asked the defendant if he had a PPL. The defendant said something like, "Yeah, it's in the house," while walking away from the officers in an attempt to enter the house. The officers approached the defendant and asked again if he had a PPL. The defendant said no. Officer Reyes Morales, who covered a black Springfield Armory XDM 45 caliber handgun, serial number MG684860, with an attached laser light, magazine containing numerous live rounds in a live round chamber from the right front hand pocket of the defendant. The defendant was advised and arrested at the Detroit Police Center, and the City of Detroit Police Department was generated. This information per lien, the defendant does not have a valid CPO. Per lien, the firearm was not registered at this time. Per lien and clear, the defendant's home address is 16740 Mayfield Street, Roseville, Michigan, 48066. Per lien, the defendant has a temporary protection order, BBO CA number 2110763 PP, issued on November 23rd, 2021, in the statement, Your Honor.
Investigator Banks, I didn't hear any testimony about counts 1 and 2.
Okay. For the criminal history, Your Honor, Oak Park Police Department, which is Oakland County, 6th Circuit Court, felony charge on the date of November 3rd, 2005, larceny of motor vehicle, disposition, pled guilty.
But guilty to what?
Guilty larceny of motor vehicle.
Okay, that's felony. All right. And what year was that?
November 3rd, 25.
Okay. All right, that's more than sufficient. Court is satisfied, probable cause has been established. Stand by.
Doing what?
Complaint has been signed. One more. We have to do all county. I'll do this one more. Hardison.
Ready, Your Honor.
This magistrate Chuck there conduct a closed hearing on December 5th, 2021. Frank Murphy, all justice regarding Lemon Terry Hardison is charged with count 1. Police officer sought to resist and obstructing. There's an individual second offense notice. Officer, please state your name, badge, and division you're assigned to.
I'm investigator Timothy Banks of Bass Emmons I-223, the court officer for the Detective Investigative Unit for the Detroit Police Department.
Raise your right hand. Do solemnly swear firm tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes, ma'am, I do, Your Honor.
Testify personal knowledge or third-party knowledge?
Testifying on third-party knowledge, which is the investigation report written and submitted by Detective Vanessa Burke. Detective Burke, assigned to the 8th Precinct Detective Unit for the Detroit Police Department.
Continue with your testimony, sir.
Thank you. This is granting custody arrest of Lehman Terry Hardison, custody, Detroit, Kansas City, Detroit, Michigan, for investigative report Incident occurred on December 2nd, 2021 at 10:20 p.m. Location 17299 West McNichols, located in Detroit, Michigan. On Thursday, December 2nd, 2021, Officer Jones and his partner in a fully marked scout car and modified uniform were in the area of West McNichols and Murray Hill, traveling westbound on patrol. The defendant driving a silver 2020 Toyota Camry plate number EV6CTU was driving at an extremely high rate of speed. Officer Jones stated the vehicle was driving at a high rate of speed, almost caused a rear-end collision with another vehicle on the left side of the scout as it was turning southbound at the intersection. The defendant swerved right and almost struck the scout car and then accelerated to the next intersection where Officer Jones and his partner, Officer McNeil, caught up with the defendant and activated the emergency light sirens to initiate the traffic stop. The defendant proceeded to pull over to the right at West McNichols and Lindsay immediately. Officer Jones and his partners entered the scout car and Officer Jones approached the driver's side to make contact with the defendant and his partners, Officer McNeil and Officer McClellan, approached the passenger side. The defendant became irate before Officer Jones could explain the reason for the traffic stop. Officer Jones advised the defendant he was under arrest for reckless driving and placed a cuff on his left arm while the defendant was sitting in the vehicle. He immediately started actively resisting, clenching his fist and tightening his arm, pulling it close to his chest. Officer Jones reached inside the vehicle and attempted to grab hold of the defendant's torso and pull him out of the vehicle, but was successful. Officer Jones said Mr. Hardison stated, "You want to fight, bitch?" As he continued giving Mr. Hardison verbal command, Officer McNeil arched his taser while the defendant was still inside the vehicle, and the defendant began to comply by stepping out of the vehicle. But once out, he became actively aggressive, getting in a fighting stance between the door jam of the vehicle and Officer Jones and McNeil. Officer Jones tried to go hands-on with Mr. Hardison, but he reached for his throat and attempted to grasp on. Officer Jones defended himself by shoving and pinning the defendant to the door jam and using multiple closed fist strikes. Mr. Hardison then grabbed onto the driver's door of the vehicle and attempt to continue actively resisting, at which time Officer Jones unholstered his taser in an attempt to gain more compliance. Taser not deployed. Officer McClellan was able to gain control and take Mr. Hardison to the ground with handcuffs securely placed on the defendant and explosive stop sign placed in the rear. All four ceased at this time. Corporal Peterson and his partner, Officer Rapp, made the scene to assist with the scene. Corporal Peterson nearly strong orders of toxic cunning. When the defendant requested the defendant complete a SSSTF, and the defendant accused another time, stating to Corporal Peter, "Shut the fuck up," which he never settled down. The defendant refused to take the breathalyzer and blood-drawn warrant submitted to Prosecutor Gillis, P number 46131, and subsequently reported on to Magistrate Taylor, P number 41489. Additional units and supervisors requested the same and met it. Defendant issued ordinance number 4685 for the on reckless driving. Defendant Mr. Hardison versus conveyed to purchase the center for processing without an incident by Corporal Peters and Officer Durant. In the statement, Your Honor.
Thank you. Court is satisfied, probable cause has been established. I'm gonna have to call you back in a couple minutes, okay?
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Bye-bye.
Larry? Let me make sure.
Exam. Ready for the pre-writing for the case number here.
Okay, that's all I'm trying to do.
Yeah. Fine. You already seen. I already seen. Yeah. This goes over.
No, I'm sorry. That's the one that's unsigned, period.
You just said what? Okay.
let's see about this.
You have reached the City of Romulus Police Department. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. For non-emergency calls, please listen carefully as the menu options have changed. To speak with an officer.
Yes, good morning, sir. This is Magistrate Chardea. I'm calling to speak to the affiant on a Joseph Fields case.
Hold on 1 second for Sergeant Smith. Hold on.
Thank you, sir. Sergeant Smith, this is Magistrate Chardea, sir. How are you?
I'm okay.
Okay. Yes, Magistrate Chardea. You submitted, I have 2 cases out of Romulus. I can only do 1. And that's the one on Fields.
Okay.
Okay, the other one is not signed by an affiant.
Oh, that's, I can sign it, I'm sorry.
Okay, well, that needs to be resubmitted, okay? So I can do the pardon me?
Do you want me to fit just the one sheet?
No, it has to be the complaint and the warrants, because our county requires the complaint and warrants. So,
Okay. I'll, sign, I forgot to sign.
okay, for the other one. But for this one, Joseph Fields, are you ready to do probable cause hearing?
You said Mr. Fields, what about him?
No, you ready to do the probable cause hearing?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, thank you, sir. This is Magistrate Chardea conducting a probable cause hearing on December 5th, 2021 regarding Joseph Rudolph. Yes, sir?
I have to get him into the room.
No, we're just doing the probable cause, the swear to. We're not doing the arraignment yet,
Okay, gotcha.
all right? Because I don't know if the Mr. Fields has been interviewed by House Counsel. But we can do,
Both of them have been, interviewed by counsel.
pardon me?
Both, both defendants that I have in custody, they both been interviewed by counsel.
Okay, all right, well, let's do right now, Mr. Fields. This Magistrate Chardea conducting a probable cause hearing December 5th, 2021, Frank Murphy Hall of Justice regarding Joseph Rudolph Fields Jr. is charged with count 1 domestic violence. Officer, please state your name, badge, and division you're assigned to.
Sergeant, that's Mountain Police Department.
Raise your right hand. Do solemnly swear from tell the truth or true nothing but the truth?
I do.
Testify personal knowledge or third party knowledge.
This is, first thing knowledge.
Are you testifying from your investigator's report?
I would have to go grab it out of the other room. That's what's the rank. Do you mind if I grab it?
Go ahead.
magistrate.
Continue with your testimony, sir.
12/4/2021. And a victim walking in the station. She was assaulted by her husband. She had been married to for 16 years. She stated that they are currently going through a divorce. And he was down visiting a friend near Whitby and Pennsylvania Street. When she walked out of home, she observed the husband's vehicle occupied the police field down the road. So she drove up next to him while he was there. At that time, she alleged that when it was down, he got out of the vehicle, he reached into her car, unlocked the door, and opened up the door. Then after he opened the door, he then began to choke her for a few seconds, and then reached his hand down her pants after asking her if she had sex with someone. At that time, he then grabbed the phone on the dashboard so that she could go back to that male's house, and he left the location of his vehicle. That is what occurred today.
Court is satisfied proper cause has been established. And by, sir. Complaint and warrants have been signed. Okay. Did you hear me, Sergeant Fields, Detective Fields?
Sergeant Smith.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Did you hear me? That complaint and warrants have been signed.
Yes.
All right, I'll wait for the other matter. So I'll give you a call and probably we'll do it by Zoom since you've indicated both defendants have been already interviewed by an attorney. And then we can just transition and do the arraignments. As soon as I do the other probable cause hearing, is it with you?
Yes, it'll be with me.
Okay, so I'll wait for the file again to be resubmitted with your signature. Okay,
It will be coming shortly.
thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
What was the name? No, we didn't do no more query. I ain't never seen heard that.
It was like the last time the type of illusion. That was before.
No, we did a Tyrone.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't do no.
So, I don't know why.
We didn't get it.
Yeah, it's Investigator Banks, let's finish this up. Let's do Mitchell. You ready on Mitchell?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. This magistrate Chuck Thayer conducting a probable cause hearing on December 5th, 2021, Frank Murphy, Justice regarding Brianna Danielle Mitchell, who's charged with count 1, weapons, firearm, possession by felon. Count 2, weapons, ammunition, possession by felon. Count 3, carrying concealed weapon, motor vehicle. Count 4, weapons, felony, firearm. There is an habitual third offense notice. Officer, please state your name, badge, and division you're assigned to.
I'm Investigator Timothy Banks, last time is I-223, court officer for the investigation and Texas Unit, Detroit Police Department.
Raise your right hand. Do solemnly swear from tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Testify in personal knowledge, third party knowledge.
This one, third party knowledge, which is investigator's court written and submitted by Detective Mia Nicholas. Detective Nicholas is assigned to the 10th Precinct Texas Unit for the Detroit Police Department.
Continue.
Thank you, I'm brought in custody with the Brown Danielle Mitchell, custody Detroit, Texas, Detroit, Michigan. For investigative report, incident occurred on December 2nd, 2021 at 10:47 p.m. at the location of 1515 LaBelle Street, located in Detroit, Michigan. On Thursday, December 2nd, 2021 at 10:47 p.m. Field Alexander Petite, bath number 2519, police officer Michael Scott, bath number 4261, police officer Blake Nevada, bath number 4118, in a modified uniform and fully marked vehicle, working scout 1033. For dispatch to a police run for shots fired. Per the run notes, the person was driving a red truck in the area of 1515 LaBelle. Scout made location, observe a red GMC Yukon VIN number 1GKEC13Z 74R164610 with no plate, parked on LaBelle just west of Tompkins. The approached the vehicle and observed the offender Brianna Danielle Mitchell, black female, date of birth 3/29/1988, lying down in the back seat of the vehicle. There was a live round and loaded magazine and flamed you near the center console of the vehicle. Scout ordered the offender out of the vehicle. Scout asked the offender if she had any weapons in the car. She said no. She conducted a probable cause search of the vehicle where he recovered a black Ruger Security 9 limited handgun, serial number 38201-659, with one in the chamber from under the seat where the offender had been laying. The weapon nor the vehicle was registered to the offender. The offender asked if she had a valid CPL. She said no. Perlene, the offender does not have a valid CPL. Police Officer Polowski, badge number 4753, and Police Officer Danielle Noah, badge number 4150, in modified uniform, fully marked vehicle working Scout 1034, made location to assist. Theo Polowski recovered a live round and loaded magazine. The offender was placed in custody and conveyed to the Detroit Detention Center without incident. On Friday, December 3rd, 2021, I reviewed the Scout and body camera and witnessed the information events. The offender was conveyed to the DRH for unknown treatment, medically cleared and released. The offender is suffering from an existing medical condition, and per request of Captain Brian Harris of DDC, she was discharged state pending about being assigned.
So is she released from DDC?
Well, I was told she's in custody, and I've been calling her and
Okay. We'll continue.
Okay, for the criminal history, official offender case of the Boston Police Department, Oakland County, the date of November 4th, 2009. So it's on the case, unlawful driving away, and disposition was pled guilty, innocent, Your Honor.
Okay. I have in a prior felony conviction, she's prohibited from possessing a firearm unless her rights have been restored. The complaint has been signed. If you can check to see if she's in custody or not, I'd appreciate it.
Yes, I got it.
All right, ready on Johnson and Cleveland.
Yes, I am.
Okay, this magistrate judge there conducting public cause hearing on December 5th, 2021, Frank Murphy Hall of Justice regarding Shannon Johnson, who is defendant 1, Nicholas Cleveland, who's defendant 2. Both defendants are charged with count 1, assault with intent to do great bodily harm, unless murder, arrest, or strangulation. Both defendants are charged with count 2, assault with a dangerous weapon, also known as felonious assault. Defendant 1 is charged with count 3, domestic violence. Defendant 2 is charged with count 4, assault or assault battery. There's an habitual fourth offense notice that applies to defendant 1. There's an habitual fourth offense notice that applies to defendant 2. Officer, please state your name, badge, and division you're assigned to.
Now, investigator Timothy Baines, badge number I-223, report officer for the Detroit Police Department, Detective Investigative Unit.
Raise your right hand. Do solemnly swear firm tell truth or to another but the truth.
I do, Your Honor.
Testify personal knowledge or third party knowledge.
Testifying from third-party knowledge, which is the investigation report written and submitted by Police Officer Jessica McDonald, also Dallas Times 11 Precinct Detective Unit for the Detroit Police Department.
Continue.
Thank
Okay, continue with your testimony.
Thank you. As regarding custody arrest of defendant number 1, Shannon Johnson, defendant number 2, Nicholas Cleveland, in custody, Detroit, Detroit, Michigan. For investigative report incident occurred on November 27, 2021, the location of 17845 Ryle Street, located in Detroit, Michigan. On November 27, 2021, the victim, Christopher Bolson, welcome to the 11th precinct to make a forensic assault report. The victim said he has been living at defendant Shannon Johnson for the victim's ex-girlfriend residence at 17845 Ryle. The victim said that they were having a discussion at which time defendant 1 became irate and kicked the victim in the face. Victim fell to the ground, defendant 1 threw a crystal ashtray and a cut at the victim. Defendant number 2, Nicholas Cleveland, defendant 1's ex-boyfriend intervened and told defendant 1 to grab a baseball bat. Defendant 1 grabbed an aluminum bat and started to strike the victim in the head, upper, and lower back area, while defendant number 2 held the victim down. Defendant number 1 then bit the victim's forehead. The victim said that he felt his head and observed blood coming from the top of his head. The victim then walked down to the street to a relative resident. The victim went to the hospital for treatment. The victim received several stitches on the top of his head. On November 30 of 2021, Police Officer McDonald, along with Detective DeVos, made the victim's residence and took a voluntary statement from the victim who said he wanted to prosecute both defendants. Detective DeVos showed the victim a single photo of the defendant, and both defendants were possibly identified. On December 3rd, 2021, Police Officer McDonald, along with Officer Jackson, Scout 1154, and South 1132 May 17845 Rob Bell, where both defendants were advised and placed under arrest without incident. On December 3rd, 2021, Officer Jackson made the torture center where he was advised by the torture center for defendants were under COVID restrictions. In a statement, Your Honor.
Thank you. Court is satisfied, probable cause has been established. Stand
Thank you,
by.
Your Honor.
Yes, sir. And I believe that's all that we have for you, right? Right now.
For now, yes. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Magistrate Chartea,
Yes, ma'am.
I have completed both of the interviews for Romulus and both of the interviews for Harper Woods.
Okay, I don't have any paperwork on Harper Woods. On Southgate, I will tell you, it's only an arraignment, but I did not get a sign of complaint signed by a judge. I got a warrant, but I need the complaint signed by an affiant as well as a judge or a magistrate out of Southgate.
Okay, I haven't been able to get in contact with them. So I'm still working on that anyway.
Okay, all right. Let's
Thank you.
do the probable, okay, we're gonna be doing probable cause on Romulus with Hickman. I already did the probable cause on the other gentleman or the other individual. So I'm gonna make contact with them. And we'll do probable cause and then we'll do both arraignments.
Okay.
All right, I got a file on Harper Woods. Yeah. Fail to call.
Give us this back by mistake. Because I know you wrote something in the note.
No, I didn't give it back by mistake. I didn't give it to you back by mistake. I gave it to Larry because I need a copy of the complaint.
Okay, cool, okay.
For some reason, it's not going through. Let me make sure I dial the right number
All right.
for Romulus.
You don't really, you don't have to write on this, write on the appointment sheet. You say the people else is the same. And you get where you get it, they got it, they got appointment sheet, right?
277 242
The attorney.
225. Yep. Let's see if they're on. I have a fail to call. I'm gonna call them right now.
You have reached the City of Romulus Police Department. If the
Romulus Police Dispatch Golden.
Yes, sir. This is Magistrate Chartea. Is either, I think it's Sergeant, could be Detective Smith.
Sergeant Smith, hold on one second.
Okay, thank you. Sergeant Smith, this is Magistrate Chartea. I am trying to make contact with you with your, I mean, not you, I mean, but with the Romulus jail. For whatever reason, it says failed to call.
Are you doing the Polycom or what?
Exactly what the Polycom number that I'm being given.
What number were you giving? I know I gave
Fi-
you,
50.77.24.
that's not the correct one.
It isn't? What is it?
No. It'd be 173.
Oh, hold on.
Dot,
Hold on. Start from the beginning. 173.
dot 162. Dot 53.
Okay.
Dot 122.
Let me repeat this. 173.162.53.122.
I'm sorry, it's 121 at the end.
Okay. After 53 point, it's 121.
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna call that number.
Okay, who do you want me to bring back there first?
Let's do the other individual for the probable cause,
Hickman.
whoever that is. Hickman.
All
Okay,
right, I will grab him and head that way.
yeah, you'll grab him. All right, thank you, sir. Wrong place.
Number one has one. Oh, yeah. Okay.
62.
Was this Stan?
Recording in progress. Let's scan.
All right. Sergeant Fields.
I just got it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sergeant Smith.
Stan?
I'm,
Yeah.
yeah, Sergeant Smith, I apologize, sir.
No worries.
Sergeant Smith, are you ready for Hickman?
Yes.
Okay, this is Magistrate Chuck Thayer conducting a probable cause hearing on December 5th, 2021. Frank Murphy, all of justice regarding Kwan Rahim Hickman. He's charged with count 1, malicious destruction of personal property, $1,000 or more, but less than $20,000. Count 2, malicious destruction of personal property, $1,000 or more, but less than $20,000. Count 3, assault with a dangerous weapon, also known as felonious assault. Count 4, domestic violence. Officer, please state your name, badge, and division you're assigned to.
Sergeant Smith, Shift Command Patrol, badge number 17.
Raise your right hand, sir. You solemnly swear from tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
I do.
Testifying from personal knowledge or investigator's report.
Investigators report.
Who's your investigator's report, sir?
He said, who is the investigating officer?
That
Detective
is correct,
Williams.
sir.
Detective Williams.
Okay, continue with your testimony, sir.
All right, it's alleged on 12/3/21 at the address of 8408 Warman. The defendant, Mr. Hickman, got into an argument with the victim, at which time the argument led to the defendant grabbing a knife and threatening the victim, stating that, see exactly what he stated, "Bitch, I'll kill you." At that time, a witness that was there intervened, getting in between Mr. Hickman and the victim. From that point, it's alleged that Mr. Hickman began punching the television. He broke 2 TVs in the home. He then grabbed a baseball bat, went outside to the victim's vehicle, striking the vehicle multiple times, causing damage to the windows, the mirrors, and etc. After that, he was arrested by officers after they interviewed the victim.
So let me ask you the value for the motor vehicle. What was damaged, or what was the value of the injury to the motor vehicle?
In the report, it just says over $1,000 for the damage to the vehicle. The televisions, they have listed at $500 each.
And where did this occur, sir?
This occurred at 8408 Warman in the city of Romulus.
Okay. Court to satisfy probable causes. Oh, what's the relationship between the defendant and the complainant?
They've been in a dating relationship for 6 years, and they have 3 children in common.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Court to satisfy probable causes has been established. Stand by, sir. All right, will you continue with the arraignment on this gentleman? All right, this is case number 19425. CT number is 8221727 425. Sir, state your name for the record. Stand up, please.
Hickman.
Are you Kiwan Rahim Hickman, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have an attorney? Go ahead, counsel.
Rakidia Hall, P number 8295, on behalf of Kiwan Hickman, who waives the formal reading and stands mute. He's been advised of his constitutional right.
Thank you, counsel. I'm gonna enter plea of not guilty. Court dates are December 15, 2021, sir. It may or may not be, it is a probable cause hearing. It may or may not be by Zoom. It is at 8:30, followed by preliminary examination, December 22nd, 2021, 9 o'clock. Both matters are in front of a judge from Romulus District Court. Okay, Mr. Hickman, if your probable cause is by Zoom, you should get information on how to make contact with the Zoom court date. You understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Also, sir, while this case is pending, you're not to have any contact with the complainant, Aisha Banbury. When I say no contact, that means no person-to-person contact, no contact with third parties, no phone calls, no emails, no text messaging. Do you understand that, sir? Also, sir, while this case is pending, you're not to possess any firearms or other dangerous weapons like a baseball bat or pepper spray, taser, brass knuckles. Do you understand that? Or knives.
Yes, I understand.
Okay. Let's see what else. Counsel, input Esteban, please.
Your Honor, Mr. Hickman is 25 years old. He's a lifelong resident of Detroit. Today is actually his birthday. He's employed at Chrysler. He graduated from high school. He has stable housing. He and the complainant in this case do not live together. He understands the no contact order. He has no prior criminal convictions at all. We are asking for a personal bond, Your Honor. He does understand that he is not allowed to contact the complainant directly, indirectly, or through a third party. And we believe that he has family and community ties and he's not a flight risk. So we are asking for a personal bond.
Okay. Sergeant Smith, input Esteban, please.
I just want to make sure he has no contact with the victim and the residents as well.
So, there is no objection to a personal bond from your perspective, sir? They're
asking for 5,010% from the Detective Bureau. You want to hold to that.
Okay, is there a previous history or is there a criminal history, incidences of domestic violence in the past?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. And why are you asking for $5,000, 10%, sir?
That's what the detective is asking for.
Okay. Thank you very much. Folks, in this particular matter, Mr. Hickman is charged with the assaulted charge, felonious assault. My concern is, even with the bond conditions, is that basically he allegedly made a threat to the complainant saying, quote, "Bitch, I'll kill you," in this particular matter. So counsel, I am worried about that. And not only that, but this just happened a couple of days ago, counsel. So, but because he has no prior criminal history, no previous history that I've been told of, not in the court file, counsel, I am going to give him that, but I'm also going to give him a GPS tether. I'm going to give him a $35,000 personal bond, GPS tether. Okay, Mr. Hickman. Listen to me, sir, is that understand, even though I don't have any prior history in front of me, sir, if you have prior history, right now I don't have that, but if you do, if you have not been charged, you have bond conditions. There's violation of any of the bond conditions, you failed to go to court, understand, you will not have another personal bond, you will have a monetary bond. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
And even if the complainant wants to talk to you, you are under orders not to have contact with the complainant at all. Do you understand that?
Yes, I understand.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Yes, I understand.
Okay. Counsel, anything else for the record?
Your Honor, we thank you for that bond. I'm just respectfully asking that Mr. Hickman be allowed to be released and then turn himself in, because it is taking Wayne County about 2 weeks to get GPS tethers. That will require him to be there. We understand the court's concerns for the complainant. However, Mr. Hickman has no prior criminal history at all, not even just non-assaultive, but none at all. He doesn't live with the complainant, and he does understand the no contact order.
Okay. Well, counsel, when a threat is made, I take that seriously. When somebody says, "I will kill you," okay? And this was just a couple of days ago. Now, had this been a year ago, had this been 6 months ago, circumstances may have been different because tempers may have cooled. But I don't want to see any retaliation because Mr. Hickman has been arrested. Okay, so no, I'm not gonna give him a personal bond and then him do the GPS tether. GPS tether stays.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Hickman. You step aside.
Your Honor, may I have the court case number?
Sure. Court date, you said?
Court case number.
Sure. Court case that I was given, it is 19425.
Thank you.
Okay.
Would you like for me to get Mr. Fields?
That is correct, sir.
All right.
Sir, I'm Magistrate Chuck Dale. Sir, you're here on a criminal matter. Case number is, what I have is 19434, sir. Please state your phone number, full name.
Joseph Fields.
I'm sorry, say your full name again.
Joseph Fields.
Is it Joseph Rudolph Field, sir?
Yes, ma'am, I'm sorry, Joseph Rudolph.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Sir, your CT number is 8221727-422, sir. Okay, you have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Rakidia Hall on behalf of Joseph Fields Jr., who waives the formal reading and stands mute. He's been advised of his constitutional rights.
Thank you. I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty. Court date is December 15th, 2021, 9 o'clock. It is a pretrial. It may or may not be by Zoom in front of a Romulus District Court judge. Mr. Fields, if your court hearing is by Zoom, you should get information on how to make contact. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, also, Mr. Fields, while this case is pending, you're not to possess any firearms or any other dangerous weapons. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Also, sir, you are not to have any contact with the complaint, Mr. Fields. That means no person-to-person contact, no contact with third parties, no phone calls, no emails, no text messaging. You understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Also, sir, it appears from the investigative report, police report, that you and Ms. Fields reside at the same location. While this case is pending, you are not to go back to that location, which is 28973 Whitley Drive. Let me confirm that.
That'll be incorrect, Your Honor. They reside in Bloomfield Hills.
They reside in Bloomfield Hills. Okay.
Yes.
So this location, okay. So we're gonna remove that no address condition, bond condition. So the only two conditions, sir, it is that you have no contact with Ms. Fields, and you are not to possess any firearms or dangerous weapons. You understand that, sir?
Yeah.
Your Honor,
Yes, sir?
they do reside at the same address in Bloomfield Township. I would ask that he not be able to return to that address, just
Okay.
interim.
So I guess that the no address contact is just gonna apply to a different location. Location being 2478 Park Ridge, Bloomfield Hills. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Council input?
Your Honor, Mr. Fields is 50 years old. He's lived in Michigan his whole life. He's employed at the Wayne County Sheriff's Department. He has an alternate address where he can stay. He understands the no contact order. This is charged as a misdemeanor. He has no prior criminal convictions. We are asking for a personal bond.
Council, you indicated something else dealing with the Sheriff's Department? What does
Yes,
that
Your
mean?
Honor. His employment.
He's employed?
Yes,
Which Sheriff's Department?
Wayne County.
Okay.
But he does have an alternate address where he can stay, and he understands that no
Okay,
contact.
I have no problem with that, but because of his job, Mr. Fields, okay? Just understand, even with your work, you're not to possess any firearms at all.
I understand, ma'am.
Okay. Sergeant Smith, any input as to bond?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, in this particular matter, no case history, no criminal history, bond in this case is gonna be $5,000 personal bond. Council, anything else for the record?
Nothing further.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That concludes Romulus. Have a good day, folks. All right.
Your Honor, I
Counsel,
am
we're gonna-
on the Polycom with Melvin Dale with Dearborn to interview Mr. Mills with Melvin Dale.
Okay, well, let's see. Have you made contact with Southgate?
I have not been able to make contact with him yet.
All right, so Southgate is only in arraignment. Let's see, did you make contact and interview Harper Woods?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And it looks like I have to Harper Woods.
Yes,
And have you interviewed both individuals in Harper Woods?
yes, yes.
Okay, hold it. Okay, then I will call. It looks like I'll need to do probable cause hearings. So I'll do the probable cause hearings and I'll make contact with you back so we can do the arraignments.
Okay, thank you.
Sure, thank you, ma'am.
Please, how may I help you?
Yes, ma'am, this is Magistrate Chavthea. I am trying to get a hold of, I think it is it Stager? Stager? Detective Sergeant?
Dagger,
Okay,
you want to speak to him?
I believe for a probable cause hearing,
It's regarding a hearing. What's your name, ma'am?
Magistrate Chavthea.
Okay. Okay, just a minute, okay? I'm gonna transfer your call, okay?
Sure. You disconnected me. Let's try this again.
Call Harper Woods.
I'm trying.
He's on the phone. Put him on hold.
Okay, let's see.
Will you grab your?
Number, hopefully. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, is this detective or sergeant? Is it Stager?
Yeah, this is him. Who's this?
This is Magistrate Chavthea.
This is who?
This is Magistrate Chavthea, sir.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm well.
Good. Are you ready to do the probable cause hearings?
Are you ready to do the probable cause here?
Oh, yes, I am, sir.
Then so am I. I'll grab my pack of lights and I'll walk over the camera.
Oh, you want to do a camera? We can do it by phone.
Oh, let's do it by phone. Kate, can I grab my file from another room real quick?
Sure.
Perfect. Give me 1 second. I am ready. Who are we doing first?
We're gonna do Griffin.
Mr. Griffin. Okay.
And do you hear me? Do you hear me okay?
I do.
Okay, this is Magistrate Chavthea conducting a probable cause hearing on December 5th, 2021, Frank Murphy Hall of Justice regarding Lonnie Lamont Griffin, who's charged with count 1, domestic violence. Officer, please state your name, badge, and division you're assigned to.
Ted Stager, Deputy Chief of Police for the Harper Woods Police Department.
Raise your right hand, sir.
It's Rose.
Do you solemnly swear from tell truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Testify from personal knowledge or a police report?
Yes, this incident occurred on December 3rd, 2021 at 18792 Old Homestead, which is in the city of Harper Woods, County of Wayne. At that time, there was a verbal argument between husband and wife. Husband being Lonnie Lamont Griffin and the wife being the complainant, Rhonda Griffin. During the course of the verbal argument, it escalated, at which time Lonnie Lamont Griffin punched and struck LaRonda Griffin in the face one time with a closed fist, causing injury. LaRonda Griffin left the scene, came to the police station and filed a report, at which time the officers took the report and observed physical injury to her face.
That conclusion of your testimony?
Yes.
Okay, court is satisfied probable cause has been established. Stand by. Complaint and warrant have been signed. Let's do the other probable cause hearing on Richardson. Ready on that one?
Yes.
This is Magistrate Chuck Day, conducting a probable cause hearing on December 5th, 2021, Frank Murphy, All of Justice, regarding James Ira Richardson, who's charged with count 1, assault with intent to murder. Count 2, assault with intent to do great bodily harm, less than murder or by strangulation. Count 3 and 4, each count is assault with a dangerous weapon, also known as felonious assault. There's an habitual second offense notice. Officer, please state your name, badge, and division you're assigned to.
Distinguished Deputy Chief for the Harper Woods Police Department. Your Honor, this incident occurred on December 2nd, 2021 at 19155 Kingsville, which is in the city of Harper Woods, County of Wayne.
Hold on. You have not been sworn in. You ready? Do you solemnly swear from tell truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay. Are you testifying for personal knowledge or a police report?
Police report.
Whose police report?
Pardon me?
Whose police report?
Police Officer Eli Lowry.
Okay. Continue with your testimony.
Yes. Your Honor, this incident occurred on December 2nd, 2021 at 19155 Kingsville in the city of Harper Woods, County of Wayne. At that time, James Ira Richardson became involved in a verbal argument with one of the complainants, Robert D. Rogers. At that time, James Ira Richardson picked up a kitchen pot and struck Mr. Rogers on the head twice with that pot. Mr. Richardson then grabbed a kitchen knife and attempted to stab Robert Rogers in the back. At that time, Samaj Roger Richardson Peterson, who was also a complainant, was a witness, and she tased Mr. Richardson, trying to protect Mr. Rogers from being stabbed. Mr. Richardson at that time turned around and stabbed Samaj Richardson Peterson one time in the stomach with that kitchen knife. Mr. Richardson then began to chase Mr. Rogers with the knife as well, but police arrived, stopped the assault, and arrested Mr. Richardson at that time, who still has the knife in his hand.
Question, did Samaj Richardson Peterson go to the hospital?
She did go to the hospital for her injuries, and I have not been able to get a hold of her today, but when I spoke with her yesterday, she was still being treated and may have had a lacerated liver from the stabbing.
Okay. Anything else, sir?
No, ma'am.
Oh, where did this occur?
19155 Kingsville in the city of Harper Woods, County of Wayne.
Thank you. Court is satisfied probable cause has been established. Stand by. Complaint and warrant have been signed. Is it Deputy Chief, sir?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I'm going to make contact, see if we can transition and do these arraignments right now.
Okay, I'll walk over to our booking room and who do you want first?
Either one will do.
Okay, I'll pull, I don't know, I'll pull Richardson out first.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. Larry? On, okay, I see it. Wait a minute. On Griffin, is the pretrial December 15th or December 18th? I don't know. I can't read your writing.
Let's Antino to it.
Which one?
We did the date. What district is that, Jared?
Harper Woods,
What district?
32A.
December 15th.
Okay, it's just that it's not written.
I got it.
All right. We call Harper Woods. Oh, Larry, can you call Southgate? Can you let them know that the attorney has tried to make contact so the attorney could interview the defendant, Mr. Freeman, because we can't do the arraignment until Mr. Freeman has been interviewed.
You're also, I'm sorry, Your Honor, we are also ready on the Melvindale case.
What case?
Melvindale for Brandon Mills.
Okay. All right. Well, I haven't received Melvindale yet, so.
Okay. And
All right.
actually, I am about to interview for Plymouth Township.
And what township?
Plymouth Township.
Oh, well, see, you're ahead of the game. I haven't gotten any files yet.
Okay,
So-
thank you.
All right, no problem. Looks like we're getting a lot. All right. Council Hall.
Yes,
We
Your
have
Honor.
Harper Woods online.
Okay.
All
Yes,
right.
we are, Your Honor.
Okay, the gentleman with the striped shirt, please state your name, sir.
Casino.
State your name.
James Ira Richardson.
Thank you, Mr. Richardson. I'm Magistrate Chartea. Your case number is 11549, sir. You have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Rakidia Hall on behalf of James Richardson, who waives the formal reading and stands mute. He's been advised of his constitutional rights.
Thank you. I'm gonna enter plea of not guilty. Court dates are December 15, 2021. It is a probable cause hearing, 8:30, followed by preliminary examination, December 22nd, 2021, 9 o'clock. Both matters are set in front of a judge at the Harper Woods District Courthouse. Okay, Mr. Richardson, one, you're not to possess any firearms or any other dangerous weapons like knives, pepper sprays, tasers. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Also, sir, you're not to have any contact with these complainants, Samaj Richardson Peterson and Robert D. Rogers. That means no person-to-person contact, no contact with third parties, no phone calls, no emails, no text messaging. You understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Deputy Chief?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, can you tell me, since I don't have an investigator's report, can you tell me if Mr. Richardson resides with any of the complainants?
He does not, Your Honor. The incident occurred at Mr. Richardson's residence. Both complainants do not reside there.
Okay, go ahead. Counsel, go ahead, Esteban, please.
Your Honor, Mr. Richardson is 49 years old. He's lived in Michigan his entire life. He does not have any assaultive criminal convictions. He does receive Social Security because he is blind in his left eye and mostly blind in his right eye. He also takes care of his blind mother. He does not have the ability to pay a bond. We understand the seriousness of these charges. However, Your Honor, it is our position that Mr. Richardson may have been the victim in this situation. He does have stable housing, and as the officer stated, the complainants do not live with Mr. Richardson. We are asking for a personal bond in this matter, Your Honor, with GPS tether. We understand that these are very serious charges. However, as I've stated, we do believe that Mr. Richardson may have been the victim in this case.
Thank you, counsel. Deputy Chief Stagger?
Yes, Your Honor.
Input Esteban,
I think a monetary bond with those conditions will be appropriate. I disagree with counsel's statement that Mr. Richardson may have been a victim in this case. There's no evidence to support that.
okay, and Deputy Chief Stager, when you say a modest or type of bond, what are you asking for?
You know, Your Honor, a modest cash bond, I think, would be sufficient. I don't believe Mr. Richardson a flight risk, and I do think he'll abide by the conditions and not have contact with the complainants.
I didn't hear during the probable cause hearing, I didn't hear any testimony that was threats were made, but that Mr. Richardson did stab the complainant Samaj Richardson Peterson and did attempt to stab the complainant Robert Rogers. Okay, when the police arrived, that he still had, Mr. Richardson still had the knife in his hand in this particular matter. The Samaj Richardson Peterson is in the hospital. She was stabbed in the stomach. There may have been some damage to her liver. So in this particular matter, the nature of the charge is assault with intent to murder. It's not going to be a personal bond, counsel. I will do $50,000, 10% with a GPS tether.
Your Honor, would you consider doing $20,000, 10% with the GPS tether?
Ma'am, I was considering doing $250,000 cash surety. Okay. This just happened. He's looking at a life offense, counsel. This happened December 2nd. If we're talking, it had been a long time between the probable cause and the date of the incident, then that would have more impact. But in this matter, I'm going low. I'm going against what I think I should do, but based on your representations and the Deputy Chief Stagler's representations, of $50,000, 10% instead of cash surety and a GPS tether.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll grab Mr. Griffin next.
Thank you.
So she's another court date.
Yeah, we'll do the paperwork.
I thank you for your words. I mean,
Hey, no worries, man. Good luck.
and to be honest, I look.
Yeah. I wasn't there, you know, so.
Good job, Mayor. Right on.
All right. Good morning, sir. Please state your full name.
Good morning, my name is Lonnie Griffin.
Is it Lonnie Lamont Griffin, sir?
Yes, I'm sorry, Lonnie Lamont Griffin Jr.
Thank you, Mr. Griffin. I'm Magistrate Champea. Your case number is 11573. You have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Rakidia Hall, on behalf of Lonnie Griffin, who waives the formal reading and stands mute, he's been advised of his constitutional rights.
Thank you. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. Court date is December 15, 2021. It is a pretrial. It may or may not be by Zoom in front of a Harper Woods District Court judge. And this is at 9 o'clock. Mr. Griffin, your hearing is by Zoom. You should get information on how to make contact with your Zoom court date. You understand that, sir?
Yes,
Also, sir, while this case is pending, you're not to have any contact with the complainant, LaRonda Griffin. That means no person-to-person contact, no contact with third parties, no phone calls, no emails, no text messaging. You understand that, sir?
yes,
Also, sir, while this case is pending, you're not to possess any firearms or any other dangerous weapons. You understand that?
yes,
Deputy Chief Stagger,
Yes, Your Honor.
can you tell me whether or not Mr. Griffin and the complainant reside at the same location?
Yes, Your Honor. They are husband and wife, and they do reside at the same location at the 18792 Homestead.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Griffin. While this case is pending, another bond condition, you're not to go back to that location, 18792 Old Homestead, City of Harper Woods. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Deputy Chief, can you tell me, does Mr. Griffin have a campus history or a criminal history?
Your Honor, he does not have either. He has no criminal history. We don't believe he's a flight risk. We're not opposed to a personal bond in this matter with those conditions.
Thank you. Given that information, this is a one-time matter. Bond in this case is going to be $5,000 personal bond. Mr. Griffin, if you violate any of the bond conditions, you're not looking at a personal bond next time. It will be a monetary bond. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, that concludes our arraignment. Thank you very much, folks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes. Okay, Council Hall,
Yes, Your Honor.
let's see. Have you tried to make contact with Southgate again?
I just received a telephone number to call to interview.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'm gonna do is, did you make contact with 20 Melvindale? Has
Yes,
Melvindale
Your
been
Honor.
interviewed?
Yes, and I have Plymouth Township on the Polycom as well to interview.
So you're doing the interview with Plymouth Township?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna do the probable cause with Melvindale. And then hopefully, once you've done with, again, you've done with Plymouth Township and you've done with Southgate, let me know, then we'll just do all three.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Mhm.
Bye.
And it came with 2 extra magazines, those pretty much already installed.
All right, so let's do these.
Well, this was a while ago, so I don't back.
Let's see, Plymouth. Melvindale. Melvindale. So we're gonna be in Dearborn. And that's like the Dearborn police. Maybe. One. Here's the next one. And that's Larry, is Plymouth the city of Plymouth or is it Plymouth Township? Okay, because you only have Plymouth here. Okay. Don't matter, it's the same numbers. Okay. Thanks.
Dearborn Police Sergeant Costick.
Sergeant, this is Magistrate Chartea. I believe I'm supposed to be calling you for a Melvindale case, specifically
Yep,
talking
Melvindale.
to Martinez, so Lieutenant Martinez.
Yeah, he's over there. You need to get him up on camera?
I believe I can do the probable cause hearing by phone.
By phone. Okay, let me put you on a really brief hold, man. 1 second, okay?
Thank you.
Okay. Man, 1 second.
Sure.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi, it's Lieutenant Martinez.
Yeah, Lieutenant Martinez, Magistrate Chartea. How are you doing, sir?
Good, how are you?
Good. Are you ready to do a probable cause hearings on a Mills?
Yeah.
All right, this Magistrate Chartea conducting a probable cause hearing on December 5th, 2021. Frank Murphy Hall of Justice regarding a Brandon Michael Mills who's charged with count 1, police officer fleeing 4th degree vehicle code, count 2, operating motor vehicle while intoxicated. Officer, please state your name, badge, and division you're assigned to.
Lieutenant Martinez, I'm signed to the Detective Bureau.
Raise your right hand, sir. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Testifying from personal knowledge or third-party knowledge?
Third-party knowledge, Officer Webb's report.
Continue with your testimony, sir.
Officer Webb states I am a patrol officer for the city of Belvedere on December 3rd, 2021 at approximately 23:53 hours. I was driving eastbound on Oakwood passing Prospect when I observed a white older model expedition driving westbound at a high rate of speed. I observed the radar unit and patrol vehicle 65 indicated of 57 miles per hour. I did observe one other vehicle driving the same speed on 38 miles an hour. In the city of Belvedere, the posted speed limit on Oakwood is 30. At the time, I turned my patrol vehicle around and attempted to stop the speedy vehicle. Once at Oakwood, Allen observed the traffic light to be red for east and westbound traffic. I then observed the white expedition drive through the red light. At the time, I activated my emergency lights and siren and attempted to stop the vehicle. I observed the vehicle not stop and notified dispatch. The expedition continued westbound in Oakwood and got onto westbound 94. I observed a lot of smoke and sparks coming from underneath the expedition. The expedition continued westbound 94 without stopping. I observed my speed to be around 50 miles an hour with light traffic. The expedition got off at 94 in Pelham, and my speeds were around 30 miles per hour. The expedition continued southbound passing E-Course and Champaign with speeds about 40 miles per hour. The expedition then went westbound on Wick. Next expedition went southbound on Morton View. Next, driving down the front lawn of 9976 Morton View and is stopping in front of his address, 9830 Morton View in the city of Taylor. I approached the driver door, ordering the driver to unlock his door and get out on his stomach. The driver later identified as Brandon Mills complied. While taking Mills he stated that he was dumb, he should have never drank and ran for months. At the time, I asked Mills if he would allow me to conduct field sobriety tests. Mills agreed. Mills failed his field sobriety test. I read Mills' preliminary breath test rights, and he agreed to take a preliminary breath test, which his results was a 0.15 DAC.
I advised Mills that he was under arrest for OWI and fleeing and looting. I transported Mills to Dearborn for data master and booking. I read Mills' chemical test rights and he agreed to give me a breath sample. I observed Mills' data master results to be a 0.16 and 0.16 DAC.
Question, in reference to count one, how was the officer dressed?
In fully uniform.
Okay. Is that the conclusion of your testimony?
Yes.
Court is satisfied the probable cause has been established. Hold on.
Thank you.
The complaint and warrants have been signed. Okay, and do you have another case?
No.
No, you only have one case. Okay, thank you, sir. As soon as I hear from the House Counsel, Defense Counsel, we will be calling Dearborn to do the arraignment.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir. Bye.
Limit Dispatch, can I help you?
Yes, ma'am. This is Magistrate Chartea. I am trying to get a hold of, I do not know who signed the complaint.
Can you hold on one moment, ma'am?
Thank
I gotta
you.
answer the other line. Thank you. I apologize for that. Who are you looking for, ma'am?
Whoever signed the complaint on a blacksmith.
Yep, I have Officer Titterington in here.
Okay,
He's the one who signed it.
I appreciate it. If you can connect me with him.
Absolutely. Hold on one moment. I'll transfer you up to him. One moment, ma'am.
Thank you.
Welcome.
You said no contact with Mr. Fields? Is it with the
Where's
house?
the,
Good morning, this is Officer Titterington.
officer, stand by for a moment. This magistrate out there, where's the post-it?
Okay.
Oh, the post-
Well, it says right here also.
no, it's two addresses, where he lives.
Mr. Fields,
No.
no contact, no weapons, no address.
Yes, ma'am, right here, what's on the warrant or the address? Where he
No,
lives.
he's not he lives in Bloomfield Township.
So no contact with the address on the.
No, not this one. This is a different location.
So the Bloomfield Hill address.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, so thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, officer, I apologize.
No problem.
And what's your name again, sir?
It's Officer Scott Titterington. Last name is spelled Tidderington.
Officer, this magistrate check there. Are you ready to do a probable cause hearing on Blacksmith? You are the affiant, is that correct?
I am, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, and I'll start. This is Magistrate Chuck Day conducting a probable cause hearing on December 5th, 2021, Frank Murphy, Hall of Justice, regarding Panara Deneen Blacksmith, who's charged with count 1, domestic violence. Officer, please state your name, badge, and division you're assigned to again.
My name is Officer Scott Titterington with the Plymouth Township Police Department.
Raise your right hand, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. You solemnly swear firm to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do, Your Honor.
Testify personal knowledge or third-party knowledge?
I'm sorry, the phone cut out, Your Honor.
That's all right. Are you testifying personal knowledge or third-party knowledge?
Third party based on information and belief.
Okay, is this based on an investigator's report?
It is, Your Honor.
Whose investigator's report?
Officer Patrolman Jeff Fetter.
Okay, continue with your testimony, sir.
All right, it is alleged that on December 4th, 2021 at 7:30 p.m., Plymouth Township police officers, including Officer Jeff Fetter, were dispatched to the defendant's residence at 11638 Chandler Drive in the Township of Plymouth regarding an assault in progress. Upon officers' arrival and investigation, it was found that the defendant, Miss Panera Blacksmith, had engaged in a verbal altercation with her live-in ex-husband, I believe Antoine Marcel Smith. It is then alleged that the verbal altercation escalated, in which the defendant then struck her ex-husband numerous times in the arms and body. The defendant attempted to flee escape from the assault, and at which time the defendant then allegedly grabbed the victim and attempted to push him down the stairs. Again, the victim was able to free himself and called police for assistance.
That's the conclusion of your testimony?
Yes.
Court is satisfied probable cause has been established. Stand by, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. Stand by. Officer, can you tell me as to whether or not House Counsel has finished interviewing Ms. Blacksmith?
I believe they have, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm gonna be calling you by polycount so we can do the arraignment.
Excellent. Thank you, Your Honor.
Sure. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh. Council Hall? Not responding yet. Minutes. Let's see.
Hi, we are done with Southgate, and we're also ready on Melvindale and Plymouth Township.
Okay, so let's do Township. All right, so we're gonna do one after the other.
Okay.
All right. The Township. Plymouth Township. All right. Plymouth Township is not responding. I'm going to call.
Your Honor, that does not look like the Polycom room that I zoomed into. I'm not sure if you want
That is
the
the number that I received.
help you?
Yes, this is Magistrate Chadthea. I'm trying to connect to do an arraignment. I need to know the number. I'm connected to the booking room. Is that the correct number?
Hold on a second, let me get you back there.
Thank
Just
you.
a moment.
Huh? They are? Yeah, because the TV's not on. I mean, give me a second.
Popped up.
It's not on.
We dial in, it ain't on.
Plymouth
I
Township,
saw it, Boop, but I couldn't get in here, so.
Plymouth Township, can you hear me? Plymouth Township, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. All
I
right.
think you're on.
Sir, are you ready to do? Okay. Sir, are you ready to do, the arraignment on Blacksmith?
She is on her way up. She'll be up here in 2 seconds.
Okay. You said
Sorry
2
for the wait.
seconds, and that's how long it took you to say that.
She is walking up as we speak, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. All right. Ma'am, I'm Magistrate Chadthea. What's your name, ma'am? What's your name?
Pinaradini Black Smith.
Thank you, ma'am, Miss Black, Smith. You're here on a criminal matter. I have a case number is 9899. Also, CT number is 8221-727-428. You have an attorney, ma'am? Go ahead, counsel.
Brikidia Hall on behalf of Pinera Blacksmith, who waives the formal reading and stands mute. She's been advised of her constitutional right.
Thank you. I'm gonna enter plea of not guilty. Court date is December 13, 2021. It is a pretrial. It may or may not be by Zoom, 9 o'clock in front of Plymouth Township District Court Judge. Miss Blacksmith, ma'am, if your hearing is by Zoom, you should get information on how to make contact with that court date. You understand that?
Could you say that again? You're going a little too fast. What is my actual date?
December 13th, 9 o'clock.
Oh.
Plymouth Township District Court. You understand that part so far?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I also said that if your court date is by Zoom, you should get information on how to make contact with your Zoom court date.
Will that
You
be by
understand that?
email?
I
Will they
said
contact
if
me
it's
by-
by Zoom. I don't know how Plymouth Township will give you that information, but you should
Okay.
get information on how to do it.
Okay.
Okay. Also, ma'am, while this case is pending, you're not to possess any firearms or any other dangerous weapons. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Also, ma'am, you're not to have any contact with complainant Antoine Marcel Smith. That means no person-to-person contact, no contact with third parties, no phone calls, no emails, no text messaging. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Officer, please state your name again.
It's Officer Scott Titterington with the Plymouth Township Police Department.
Okay. Officer, can you tell me from your information whether or not the complainant and defendant reside at the same location?
They do, Your Honor. They both reside at 11638 Chandler Drive in the Township of Plymouth.
All right. Another bond condition, ma'am, while this case is pending, you not to go back to that location, 11638 Chandler Drive, Plymouth Township. You understand that?
Yeah, until after my court date of December the 13th, is that correct? Or-
Until the court orders, until the orders have been changed.
Okay.
Okay, so possibly on your court date, the judge may say, that's fine, we can change the address location, you can go back, they can change, the judge, the Plymouth District Court judge can change the bond conditions. But up until that court date, you are not to disobey or violate those bond conditions. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Officer, any input as to bond?
At this time, Your Honor, we're asking a personal bond.
Okay. Counsel, in this particular matter, I don't believe you have any objections. No previous history, no criminal history. The bond's gonna be $5,000 personal bond. Counsel, do you want to add anything for the record?
Nothing further.
Can I
Thank
ask
you,
a question?
Plymouth. What's your question, ma'am? Understand, whatever you say, it could be used against you later on in your case. So if your question deals with bond or bond conditions, fine.
It's about my two minor children that I get to see. Can I call them and make arrangements with them to see them, to see them elsewhere, or how does that work?
That's something that you have to work through family court, ma'am.
Oh, I thought you said that I couldn't go to the house, so if I can't go to
No,
the
you
house.
can't go to the house. You cannot go to the house.
But
Now
I can make
understand. Okay, understand, ma'am, is that if they reside there, that's fine. But understand, you can't go to the house. You can't have contact with your husband or ex-husband at this point in time. Now, I don't know how old your children are, so there is a third party, so that if you need to talk to them, you need to see them. For all I know is the complainant, Mr. Smith, may say no. That's why I say you should go to family court. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. Counsel, did you want to add something else?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you, Plymouth Township. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor, you as well.
So all
right. Council Hall, we're going to be doing Dearborn or Melvindale. All right.
Ready, Your Honor.
All right. The gentleman in green, please state your name, sir.
Brandon Mills.
Is it Brandon Michael Mills, sir?
Yes, it is. Sorry, ma'am.
Okay. That's okay. I'm at straight to check that. Case number that I have is 11018. Mr. Brandon Michael Mills, you have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Rakidia Hall on behalf of Brandon Mills, who waives the formal reading and stands mute. He's been advised of his constitutional right.
Thank you. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. Court dates are December 13, 2021. It may or may not be by it's a probable cause hearing, and it may or may not be by Zoom. 8:30, followed by preliminary examination, December 20th, 2021, 9 o'clock, in front of a Melvindale District Court judge. Mr. Mills, if your probable cause hearing is by Zoom, you should get information on how to make contact with your Zoom court date. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Also, Mr. Mills, while this case is pending, there is no drinking at all. No liquor, no any type of intoxicating liquor, beer, wine, hard liquor, anything that has alcohol in it. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
There is no driving, period. Do you understand that?
Driving?
No driving.
Okay, yes.
Okay. All right. Officer, please identify yourself.
Lieutenant Martinez, Melvindale Police Department.
Thank you, Lieutenant Martinez. Any input as to bond?
He just has some traffic on his record, and he's serving. In 2019, he was arrested for possession of methamphetamine. He's on 7411 for that, but it's just personal bond.
Okay. All right. Counsel in this particular matter, Lieutenant Martinez, on behalf of Melvindale District Court, has no objection to a personal bond with those bond conditions. I'm going to give him a $5,000 personal bond. Counsel, you want to add anything for the record?
Nothing else, Your Honor.
Thank you, Melvindale. This concludes our
Thank you.
arraignment.
All right, thank you.
Have a good day, folks.
Stay right here. Okay.
All right. And counsel, you've already done Southgate, correct?
Yes.
Okay, let's call Southgate. That should be the last thing for Out County. Yeah.
Your Honor, does the Polycom number that you have end in 22?
No, 28.
Okay, I had the 28 also. When I spoke with the detective, he said that instead of 28, use 22 and we'll be able to get in.
Okay. 173. I appreciate that information, counsel. Let's see this. Good. Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Okay, this magistrate Chartea. You ready to have Mr. Freeman?
Yes, ma'am. Just
Okay.
one moment, he's coming up.
Thank you. Sir, take your hands at it. Thank you. Sir, what's your name?
Ryan Freeman.
Is it Ryan?
Ryan, R-Y-A-N.
Your full name?
Ryan Allen Mardell Freeman.
Thank you, Mr. Freeman. I'm Magistrate Chartea. I have a case number of 21709868, sir. You have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Rakidia Hall on behalf of Ryan Freeman, who waives the former reading and stands mute. He's been advised of his constitutional right.
Thank you. I'm gonna enter plea of not guilty. Court dates are December 17, 2021. It is a probable cause hearing followed at 8:30, followed by preliminary examination, December 22nd, 2021, 9:00 a.m. Okay, this is before a Southgate District Court judge. Mr. Freeman, if your probable cause is by Zoom, you should get information on how to make contact for your Zoom court date. If it is by Zoom, do you understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Also, sir, while this case is pending, you're not to possess any marijuana or illegal controlled substances. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And sergeant, detective, officer, who's in charge of the arraignment? I'm sorry, what is that?
Detective
thank you.
Sergeant Jason.
Okay, thank you, sir. Any input as to bond?
No, Your Honor, I'll leave it at the discretion of the court.
Okay, counsel in this particular matter, charges non-assaultive, narcotics from January 2021. We're still in a pandemic. His bond, and even though he has prior convictions, last conviction is from 2017. His bond's gonna be $10,000 personal bond. If you have no objections, counsel.
No objection.
All right, Southgate, that concludes our arraignment.
Thank you, ma'am.
Everybody have a good day.
You too.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I'm just gonna work on probable cause hearings.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. All right, let's see. Ms. Yo, are these the cases that I have? Are these the only thing left for probable cause? All right, thank you, ma'am.
Detroit Police Investigator McDonald, may I help you?
Yes, ma'am. It's Magistrate Chartea. How are you?
I'm fine, how are you?
Good. Are you ready to do a probable cause hearing on Jarrell?
Yes.
Okay, this Magistrate Chartea conducting a probable cause hearing on December 5th, 2021. Frank Murphy, Hall of Justice, regarding Frank Lamont Jarrell, who's charged with count 1, carrying concealed weapon, pistol on person. Officer, please state your name, badge, and division you're assigned to.
Investigator Bridget McDonald, badge number I-78, employed with City of Detroit Police Department Investigative Unit, working as Precinct Detective Unit Court Officer.
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear from tell truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes, I do.
Testifying personal knowledge or third-party knowledge?
Third-party knowledge, I'll be testifying from the investigator's report of Detective Yvette Garcia, who is currently assigned to the 11th Precinct Detective Unit. On the date and time in question, December 3rd, 2021, at approximately 8:30 p.m. at Spencer Street and East 7 Mile Road in the city of Detroit, state of Michigan, and county of Wayne. On December 3rd, Officer Alatia, Butu, and Darling were stopped at the Spencer and East 7 Mile Road stop sign when they observed Frank Jarrell walking eastbound on East 7 Mile Road with his left arm appearing to be holding an object to his person. Officer Butu initiated an informational encounter. As Officer Butu stepped out of the scout car, he observed the butt of a tan handgun. Officer Butu recovered a 9mm Springfield Armory Hellcat bearing serial number BY233085 from Mr. Jarrell's left side waistband. And Officer Alatia asked Mr. Jarrell if he had a concealed pistol license, to which Mr. Jarrell responded no. Mr. Jarrell was placed under arrest and transported to the Detroit Detention Center, and the handgun was placed on evidence tag number 211-203-0368.1. Detective Garcia verified in lien that the handgun was not registered and that Mr. Jarrell does not possess a concealed pistol license. That concludes my testimony for the probable cause hearing for Frank Lamont Jarrell.
Thank you, ma'am. Court is satisfied. Probable cause has been established. Complaint has been signed. Thank you. Now we're moving on to London. Ready on that one?
Yes, ma'am.
This magistrate at Chapter conducting a probable cause hearing on December 5th, 2021, Frank Murphy Hall of Justice regarding a Brandon London, also known as Brandon Allen London, who's charged with count 1, carrying concealed weapon, motor vehicle. Officer, please state your name, badge, and division you're assigned to.
Investigator Bridget McDonald, badge number I-78, employed with the City of Detroit Police Department Investigative Unit, working as a precinct detective unit court officer.
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear affirm to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes, I do.
Testifying personal knowledge, third-party knowledge.
Third-party knowledge, I'll be testifying from the investigator's report of Police Officer Lolisha Douglas, who is currently assigned to the 12th Precinct Detective Unit on a date and time in question, December 3rd, 2021, at approximately 8:30 p.m. at, I can barely read this writing. It's at Kniff, which is in the city of Detroit, state of Michigan, and county of Wayne. Scout 1237, operated by Officer Ryan Ruloff and Officer Joseph Weaver, were notified by Officer Tyler Long, who was working in the undercover vehicle, that there was a black male concealing a pistol in his waistband at the location of 19016 Woodward Avenue. Scout was then notified that the individual had entered the driver's seat of a black Chevrolet Trailblazer with a license plate number of DGY 0918 and had begun to travel east on West 7 Mile and then southbound on I-75. The scout conducted a traffic stop on I-75 near Kniff to investigate for carrying a concealed weapon. The officer Weaver removed the driver of the vehicle, Mr. London, and they removed the passenger of the car of Bruce. Officer Weaver conducted a probable cause search of the vehicle and recovered a pistol from the glove box of the vehicle. And during the investigation, it was confirmed that Mr. London did not possess a concealed pistol license. Mr. London involuntarily stated to the officers that one moment, come on, poor computer. Miss Bruce's father gave the gun to him, and Mr. London placed it in the vehicle. Miss Bruce informed the officers that she did not know the weapon was in the car. Per Law Enforcement Information Network, Mr. London does not possess a concealed pistol license, and Mr. London is not the registered owner of the firearm, and the vehicle is registered to John Lewis Gipp. It's from Ferndale, Michigan. The vehicle was released to Miss Bruce on the scene, and Mr. London was conveyed to the Detroit Detention Center without incident, and the firearm, a black and gray SCCY serial number CCY CFX1 9mm pistol with a serial number of 077299 with a magazine containing numerous rounds, one in the chamber, and was placed on evidence tag number 667433-1, as well as a Black Hawk gun holster, which was placed on evidence tag 667433-2. That concludes my testimony for the probable cause hearing for Brandon London.
Thank you. Court is satisfied. Probable cause has been established. Complaint has been signed. I believe the last file that I have is a Tyler.
Yes, ma'am.
This magistrate at Chavdea conducting a private cause hearing on December 5th, 2021. Frank Murphy Hall of Justice regarding Vera Tyler, who's charged with count 1, assault with a dangerous weapon, also known as felonious assault. Count 2, weapons, felony fire. Officer, please state your name, badge, and division you're assigned to.
Investigative Richard McDonald, badge number I-78, deployed with the City of Detroit Police Department Investigative Unit, working as a precinct detective unit court officer.
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear firm tell truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes, I do.
Testifying personal knowledge to third-party knowledge.
Third-party knowledge shall be testifying from the investigator's report of Officer Ali Bilal, who is currently assigned to the 9th Precinct Detective Unit. On the date and time in question, November 23rd, 2021, at approximately 11:57 a.m. at 14111 East Burn Street in the city of Detroit, state of Michigan, and county of Wayne, Officer Borowski, Officer Sloboda, responded to the location of 14111 East Burn Street for a felonious assault police run. And upon their arrival, they spoke to Miss Banks. Ms. Banks advised the officers that Ms. Tyler exited an older model burgundy Chevy Trailblazer. She approached Ms. Banks with a firearm in her hand. Ms. Tyler said, "I'm tired of you playing with my fucking mail." Ms. Tyler further stated, "Do you know how many postal workers go missing?" Ms. Tyler entered her vehicle and left the scene. Ms. Banks is observed on body-worn camera stating that Ms. Tyler lives at 19984 Regent. Ms. Banks also advised Officer Sloboda she had previously seen Ms. Tyler at 19984 Regent Drive and Ms. Tyler's vehicle. A juvenile, Kamari Ramos, interviewed by Officer Borowski, stated he observed a subject referred to as she, armed with a handgun, arguing with a postal worker. On November 26th, at approximately 1:10 p.m., Officer Bilal conducted law enforcement information network inquiry of 19984 Regent Drive, and he discovered Ms. Tyler was registered to that address and matched the description of the suspect given to the officers by Ms. Banks. A photo lineup was prepared by Officer Bilal and was presented to Ms. Banks by Detective Stephen Hine, and Ms. Banks was able to positively identify Ms. Tyler as the person that pointed a firearm at her. That includes my testimony. Oh, I'm sorry. A lien inquiry of Ms. Tyler showed that she has 2 handguns registered to her and that she is a valid CPL holder, and a 2006 Chevrolet Trailblazer bearing the license plate of CUF 563 is registered to Ms. Tyler per lien. Officer Bilal on December 3rd at approximately 4:25 p.m. arrived at that location of 19984 Regent, conducted a follow-up on the incident, and he spoke with Raymond Dawson, who also resides at that address, and he advised Mr. Dawson that Ms. Tyler needs to speak to him regarding this investigation. And that concludes my testimony for the probable cause hearing for Vera Tyler.
Thank you. Court is satisfied probable cause has been established. Stand by. Complaint has been signed. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
I
ma'am.
believe that's all that we have with you.
Yes, that's all you have with me.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You've reached Detective Henry of the Detroit Police Department Domestic Violence Unit. Sorry, I cannot take your call at this time. I am either away from my desk or on another call. If you need to speak to someone within the office, please hang up and dial 313-237-2579. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Outside of that, please leave your name, number, and a brief message, and I'll return your call at my earliest convenience. Thanks, and have a great day.
Detective Henry, this magistrate at Chapea, I will call you back in reference to Antonio DeVito on a probable cause hearing. Thank you. Yes. Officer Russell, this magistrate at Chanthea, how are you?
Doing well, how are you?
Good. Are you ready to do a probable cause hearing on Boston?
Yes.
Thank you. This magistrate at Chanthea conducting a probable cause hearing December 5th, 2021 at Frank Murphy Hall of Justice regarding a Robert B. Boston, who's charged with count 1, possession with intent to deliver less than 50 grams of mature controlled substance, cocaine. There is a second or subsequent offense notice under count 1. Count 2, possession with intent to deliver controlled substance, amphetamine. There is a second or subsequent offense notice under count 2. There is an habitual fourth offense notice. Officer, please state your name, badge, and division you're assigned to.
Officer Brian Russell, badge 504, prisoner processing unit.
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear affirm to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Testifying personal knowledge or third party knowledge.
Third party, this Corporal Brian Johnson's investigative report.
Continue, sir.
Okay, Officers Hernandez, Chastain, wearing full uniforms and driving a marked scout car, were dispatched to the location of Clark in Michigan for an auto accident. The scout arrived at the location and observed a 2005 tan Chevy Impala, VIN number 2 George, Ida, William Henry, 52 King, 359-292277, and an 05 GMC Sierra, plate number Edward Michael David 2499, had been involved in an auto accident, disabling both vehicles. The officer spoke with an unknown female who stated her boyfriend, Ricky Mauricio, white male, 2693 of 2015 Moran, observed a black male fleeing the accident, and he had followed the subject. Field Chastain asked the unknown female to have her boyfriend to return to the scene. Mr. Marico returned to the scene and stated that he observed a black male walk from the driver's side of the Impala around to the rear with nothing in his hand. Once he got to the passenger side, he observed Defendant 1 carrying a red plastic bag. Defendant 1 attempted to assist Defendant 2 to her feet. Once Defendant 1 realized Defendant 2 could not walk due to her injuries, he fled the location. Mr. Mauricio stated he followed Defendant 1 and observed him running towards Scott. Defendant 1 was observed laying in the alley in some bushes. Field Gooch and Popage made location to assist. Once at location, the officers received information from Field Chastain and Hernandez, Defendant 1's possible location, along with the defendant's physical and clothing description. Field Gooch and Popage canvassed the area and observed subject fitting the description on the porch of 3745 Bangor. The defendant was detained. Field Chastain had made it to the location on Bangor and observed Defendant 1 being detained while returning to the scene. Field Chastain checked the area where Defendant 1 was observed lying in the bushes and observed and recovered a red blue bag. Within 8 feet of where Defendant 1 was observed laying in the alley. Field Chastain checked the bag and observed it to contain multiple bags of suspected narcotics. Defendant 1 was placed under arrest and advised in charge of BCSA. 953 made the location to Defendant 2 was transported to Henford Hospital due to her injuries. Defendant 2 was admitted with temporary serious condition. Field Chastain conducted an inventory search of the Impala prior to having the vehicle towed and recovered a bag of suspected narcotics from under the passenger seat. Early in the vehicle returned no record. Defendant 2 was advised of pending NIC warrant, which was denied by the prosecutor. Mr. Mauricio was asked if he would provide a statement to the observation and action for the incident. Mr. Mauricio stated he would. Mr. Mauricio was instructed to go to the 4th precinct where Sergeant Sievers took a written statement from Mr. Mauricio, stating he observed Defendant 1 walk from the driver's side of the Impala involved in the accident with nothing in his hand. Once he got to the passenger side, he was carrying a red plastic bag. Once he could not get Defendant 2 to her feet, he fled the location. Mr. Mauricio followed Defendant 1 and observed his discarded bag he was carrying and the defendant lying in the alley to avoid the police. Mr. Mauricio also stated he directed the police to the location where he observed the defendant discarding the bag he was carrying. The Impala was impounded and towed by Red's Towing. The narcotics were conveyed to prisoner processing unit. All narcotic contents in the red blue bag tested positive. 14 knotted bags of cocaine weighing 8.7 grams, scan 1355. 13 foil packs containing fentanyl, weighing 3.5 grams, scan 1357. And 3 knotted bags containing amphetamine, weighing 1.4 grams were all placed in box safe holder N05746020.
That's the conclusion of your testimony.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, court is satisfied, probable cause has been established. The complaint has been signed.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Yeah,
Yes, Investigator Banks, Magistrate Judge Basser.
Hey, Honor.
You ready on Alexander?
Yes, ma'am, I am, Your Honor.
Thank you. This Magistrate Judge Bass conducting probable cause hearing on December 5th, 2021 at Frank Murphy Hall of Justice regarding a Priscilla Janae Iona Alexander, who's charged with count 1, assault with intended to grave out harmless and murder by strangulation, count 2, and count 3, and count 4. Counts 2, 3, and 4. Each count is assault with intended to grave out harmless and murder by strangulation. Counts 5, 6, and 7. Count 8. Each count from 5 through 8. Each count is assault with a dangerous weapon, also known as felonious assault. Count 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Counts from 9 through 16. Each count is weapons, felony, firearm. Officer, please state your name, badge, and division you're assigned to.
I'm Investigator Timothy Banks on badge number I-223 in the court, for the detective investigative unit for the Detroit Police Department.
Stand by for a moment. Raise your right hand, sir. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Testifying personal knowledge or third-party knowledge.
Testifying from third-party knowledge, which is the investigation report written and submitted by Police Officer Aisha Hutchins. Also, Hutchins signs an 8th Precinct Detective Unit for the Detroit Police Department.
Continue.
Thank you. I'm going to handcuff the arrest of Priscilla Janae Iona Alexander in custody, Detroit, Detroit, Michigan. For the investigative report incident occurred on December 3rd, 2021. Location of 15550 West Nichols Road, located in Detroit, Michigan. On Friday, December 3rd, 2021, the location of 15550 West Nichols, the offender assaulted the complainant by firing shots at the vehicle. They were all in for living. The offender is a CPO holder and a handgun recovered. The registered to the offender. On Friday, December 3rd, 2021, at 1:54 a.m., police officers William Teamer, basketball 420, and Earl Franklin, basketball 3077, working Scotland 86, local code 185019, were conducting traffic stop in front of 15550 West Nichols, which is McDonald's restaurant. For Officer Teamer, during the investigation, he has delivered a red Ford Fusion, mission license plate number EMY3117 into the McDonald's drive-through line. He also observed a 2017 Kia Soul, plate number EGZ 7123, honking the horn and speeding into the McDonald's parking lot and stopped along the side of the Ford vehicle. They also continued on their current investigation. Then they overheard some arguing and then heard several gunshots on the argument. Officer Teamer notified dispatch of observations. Officer Teamer, he then observed the Kia Soul speed off and drive around to the exit line, and he observed the offender as the driver of the vehicle. Officer Teamer, before the offender drove off, there were multiple bystanders that began pointing at the offender's vehicle and yelling, "She was shooting." The offender took off westbound on McNichols Road from Greenfield to Hyper Speed. Officer Teamer Smith then drove around behind the offender's vehicle and said that she just shot at me. Next, Officers Teamer and Franklin terminated their traffic stop investigation and drove westbound on West Nichols to locate the shooting vehicle. The officers caught up to the vehicle at West Nichols Road at Southfield Freeway Service Drive. The officers conducted a traffic stop on the vehicle and successfully detained the offender and her niece, witness Taryn McCants Fears, black female, date of birth 3/15/23, is handcuffs for further investigation. During the investigation, Officer Teamer spoke with the offender and she advised him that she pulled into the down parking lot to confront Smith about almost crashing into her car down the street. The offender stated that Smith rolled down her window and told her, shut up, fat bitch. Then the offender drove off. For the teamer, he searched the Kia and found one spent shell casing on the left side of the driver's seat and a pink and black 22 caliber Glock 44 serial number AEHH242 in the glove compartment in which he recovered and placed on evidence. Also, teamer also recovered 3 boxes of 100 rounds of ammunition. Officer Franklin, he detained McCants and she told him that while she was sitting in the passenger seat, she was on her phone and observed that the red Ford almost hit their vehicle. She also said that she did heard several gunshots coming from her aunt offender and told her to stop so she could call the police. While officers Teamer and Franklin were at West McNichols and Southfield Service Drive, South 833 officers James Gordola, passing the 873, so Michael Ryan Morales, passing with 4905, and Corporal Michael L. Hodge, passing with 4209. Response to 1555, Bill West McNichols assistant spoke with the complaint. For Gordola, he spoke with the driver Smith, who said that while she was attempting to pick up and order the drive-through for that DoorDash, the defendant drove before alongside of them and fired 6 shots. Per Officer Gordola, he observed 1 bullet hole to the rear driver's side door. He and his partner canvassed the area. Per Corporal L. Hodge, he recovered 5 22 caliber shell casings from the scene and placed on evidence. After the officer completed the investigation, Officer Teamer Franklin had the offender's vehicle towed per the dash camera. Corporal L. Hodge allowed the planes to leave the location. Officer Teamer Franklin released McCann from the scene and then conveyed the offender to the church to be without incident. Investigation. OIC reviewed officer reports of body cam for Teamer Franklin body cam as they are on their traffic stop. It does appear to be sounds of gunshots being fired. The officers exited their vehicle to find out what was happening. For Officer Teamer body cam, he observed the offender vehicle leaving the drive-through. He asked the driver where did the shots come from, and the driver said the drive-through then drive west on McNichols. At some point, officers run back to their vehicle after being told that the green Kia was in his vehicle. They turned their traffic stop and drove west on McNichols to catch up to the green Kia. The officers eventually catch the vehicle at West McNichols Southfield Service Drive and took the traffic stop. The officers detained both the offender and a niece. For Officer Timber, body worn camera footage, the officer CPR appeared to be stuck to the back of one of her IDs. Officer Timber recovered ammunition from the driver's door of the Kia and 1 casing from the driver's side. OIC looked up the green light footage from 1550 West McNichols. First, the panel's exterior cameras, the offender and the victim vehicle both pulled into the lot of the Greenfield Road entrance. The Kia Soul stopped and the Ford was pulled behind the vehicle closely. When the Kia did not move, the Ford went around the vehicle and to the outer drive-through line. The Kia followed behind the Ford, then pulled alongside of the vehicle for a few seconds, and then drove away toward West McNichols using an exit across from the officers. There's no sound on the green light footage, and there does not appear to be any firing sparks on the footage. OIC can download the footage. Perlene, the handgun recovered in the Kia Soul and registered with the vendor, and she is registered as the deal holder. Perlene, the red Ford Fusion, is not registered to either complaint. OIC contacted the adult complainant at the numbers provided in the report and had negative results. OIC then went to Smith's address listed in the report and spoke with her. She stated that she wanted to press charges and she contacted Ms. Tilton to provide me with her phone number. OIC had a phone over the lineup developed to present to the adult complaint. Both adult complaints made the 8th precinct provided statements. Both complainants stated that the driver offender of a green Kia Soul pulled along the passenger side of their vehicle while at the outer drive-through speaker of McDonald's. The offender and Smith exchanged words. Then the offender pulled forward and fired shots at their vehicle, striking it twice on the driver's side. 1 bullet went through the front driver's side near the headlight, and the other bullet went through the rear driver's side door, where they both stated Tora Pilton and black female 1 was seated. The boy on the side car with black male 1 years old was in the back seat as well. There were no physical injuries. Neither of the complainants saw what the gun looked like or saw sparks from the gun being fired. They both described the offender as a dark-skinned female, heavyset, with green dreadlocks or twist. Smith stated that the offender's hair may have had some yellow or blonde as well. OIC also contacted Ms. McCants. She agreed to come to the 8th precinct to write a statement. She said her aunt offender fired a gun while she was on the phone. She stated that her aunt fired the gun about 3 times. Cursor L hard body cam, OIC is able to observe Gardella wearing a body camera. However, OIC was unable to locate and view footage from the body camera he is wearing. If the footage does surface, the footage will be uploaded and downloaded at a later time. On December 4th, 2021, OIC went to interrogate the offender. On December 4th, 2021, OIC went to the McDonald's location, observed that there were no cameras at the intercoms or speakers. OIC went into the McDonald's and spoke with the area supervisor, Lynette Judge, black female, date of birth 6/27/1972, who allowed me to view the camera. The exterior cameras are similar to the green light cameras. Ms. Judge did not have password to the system. She contacted the system company and was on hold for several minutes, or she was unable to receive video footage from the location. On December 4th, 2021, both adult plaintiffs precincts presented with a photo lineup. Attorney Silver Robinson was on duty for the show-up attorney. She objected to the lineup. The lineup was not shown to get a complaint. While the station is supposed to provide photos of a bullet hole in the vehicle, due to the offender confessing to firing the shots, the OIC submitted a warrant. OIC conducted the interviews of the plaintiffs and witnesses on body camera. Due to issues with the camera system, videos of the interviews will be downloaded as soon as they are uploaded to the system. In the statement, Your Honor.
Thank you. Court is satisfied probable cause has been established.
Thank you.
Complaint has been signed. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Now I got one more. I left the message and the detective did not respond. So I'm gonna call one more time. As soon as I sign this paperwork for you guys. This one, I'm gonna write it in. No weapons, no contact with complainant. This one is complainants. Raj Richardson Peterson. And Robert D. Rogers. No, that's incorrect. Miss Joyce, this is gonna have to be redone. Let's see, Miranda Griffin.
Just mark over it, Your Honor, and tell them.
Pardon me?
Just mark over it and tell them it's like it. Just mark over, it says something has to be done.
Yes, on Griffin.
Okay. Is
They
that-
put the police officer's name as no contact.
Oh, okay.
Play around that, yeah. So. That's the one right there.
Listen, I thought he was going to get the police.
That'd be on the complaint.
Yeah.
The way the chief goes to the investigator, we don't agree with that.
No, we go back what's on the complaint.
This is.
You see it out there?
Yeah.
Oh, so it was your, it was your oversight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one, these people live in Brownstown. This one, which one lives in Brownstown? Winfield Hills. So this one is in one.
Now, let me see that last one you have. That
This
last
one?
Detroit case.
Oh, I haven't called that one yet.
I know, we just trying to get everything in order, because if you don't need it, we'll let it. We just cross it off.
What?
We're gonna go add it on the sheet and
Oh.
scan it on over. And if it don't go, we can cross it off.
Oh,
and say,
okay, that's fine.
yes, we're trying to get everything ready, so we can roll.
Contact. Ms. Joyce, how many pages are we looking at?
2.5.
Okay, cool. Ms. Yo, you may be finished by
We
1
should be
o'clock.
finished.
Yeah, we
I
should
say
be.
between 1 and 1:30.
I'll go with
I was
that.
thinking 1:30, but you said 1 o'clock.
Yeah, but that, you add a half an hour for you guys.
She gonna rush up. Don't do that, y'all.
No, I'm not gonna,
She gonna rush it. Don't
No,
hold
I'm
her
not gonna
down.
rush you guys. I do the arraignments and then I just wait until you let me know about the paperwork.
Okay.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Fields.
So, right, finally, right? Okay, let's go. You're right, you're right.
And then let's do this
Right,
one.
right, go. You're right, we'll hold on.
This one had no address. That one you forgot to add on. This one I'll add it on myself. Address. 18792. So hopefully all of these are signed correctly. So I'm giving them back to you. All right, I'm gonna make this one last time a call. Officer Henry.
Detective Henry.
Yeah, Detective Henry, this magistrate at Choctaw, ma'am.
How you doing, ma'am? I'm
Good.
fine, thank you.
Did you get my message?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay, good. Are you ready to do a probable cause on DeVito?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Thank you. This magistrate at Choctaw conducting a probable cause hearing on December 5th, 2021, Frank Murphy Hall Justice regarding Antonio Moreno DeVito, who's charged with count 1, weapons, firearm discharge in or at a building. Officer, please state your name, badge, and division you're assigned to.
Yes, ma'am, my name is Detective LaKenya Henry, badge D3582, assigned to the Domestic Violence Unit.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Testify personal knowledge or third-party knowledge?
Third-party knowledge, and I'm reading an investigator's report written by Detective Michael Johnson, badge D657.
Continue, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. On November 25th, 2021, at 5530 Ewald Circle, apartment 8A, the relationship, it looks like the relationship has been removed. However, it says that the victim, Tanisha DeVito, stated that the defendant, Antonio DeVito, had too many drinks and was put outside after a heated debate about musicians. The defendant became upset and pulled out a gun and fired it, striking the front glass door of the apartment. Officers Pettit observed shattered glass from the front door, minor scrapes above Mrs. DeVito's left eye. Medic 2 made the location. Victim 1 declined treatment. Victim 2, Diamond Pool, stated that the defendant pulled a gun after the heated argument, fired it at the door, and fled the location. Estimated damages of the door is approximately $300.
That's the conclusion of your testimony, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Court is satisfied probable cause has been established. Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
You as well. Appreciate you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. All right, here's the last one. Did I miss something?
Redid it.
Which one? Oh, Lonnie. Oh, you didn't need to. Only when I cross something out. When I add something in there, it's just something that you forgot to add, that's all.
Okay.
Ms. Joyce?
Well, see, we don't know how our county is yet, so.
Okay.
We're just being safe.
Well, just let you know, even without county, I will,
Scratch off.
no, if I scratch it, it has to be redone. If it hasn't been done, I just add it in with my pen
Okay,
and I've sent it off that way.
okay.
And I haven't gotten anything back that way.
Okay, so we can work with that until you get,
Yeah, I got it.
Okay,
add on and do it, scratch off, it's tight.
okay, there you go. For now, all we're waiting is just take your time and do your list.
You're welcome.
Oh, Miss Joyce,
Uh-huh.
once the list is done, can you make sure that it goes to DDC?
Now you're on. Who you talking to?
Only because they thanked us very much yesterday for getting that list yesterday really early.
Who you talking to? You got the best of the best here. And we already said that we was doing a PCC, so if they tell a story, they need to be correct. That's the list so far, I'm still waiting for case, and I'm gonna talk.
Okay,
Yeah, we're ready to go.
okay. Well, we're ready to go when I have some files.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see.
No, no, like, that's the last one she did, yeah, right.
That's a female.
That's right.
That's a female. That's a female.
Hey, this is lady. Right. I got that.
Oh, something.
Wait, I think, wait. No, I didn't.
Very good. Very good, right, good boy.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth?
Yeah, it does.
Like, and the opposite.
True.
Good girls like
Bad
bad
boys.
boys.
Ms. Joyce,
Yes.
do you happen to know how many females we have?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
She on the way. Okay, swipe her off. Oh, no, just swipe her off. She right here. Priscilla? Yeah, we did it. We did, see, what about it? I said, no.
Or nice. Oh, that's what you can do.
Oh,
A couple
she
years
got
ago. Really? Mm-hmm. They don't see got a lot of size, but
Well, we
hey.
just got her. You did, you
Well,
put
it's
Alexander on the list? That's probably who's, you put Priscilla as the president.
Oh, just a test. We just test.
Well, thank you for finding that. That Mitchell was a duplicate.
Alexander.
Females don't have to be in the same pile as males.
Oh. What is 18, 88. Say, please say, amended. They'll know to add on, I'll just say add on. Final, is the add on. You have your last page.
Yes.
Add on. Come on, yeah.
You may.
Yeah, I did that. Again.
Okay.
Put the date on the attorney appointment, you think you would get for this and your law sheet. Yeah, turn, you get the date on here. Who you put the date on here? Okay, so now put it. Investigate report. It might be on the archer. Yeah. Nothing now, no. Exams are not at 9 o'clock. You get out county, Jeffrey, 8:30.
And PCC?
Yeah. Well, the exam, no, the PCC is 8:30.
30, exam is 8:45.
Yeah, so that's why I don't put no time on that because it may change. All exams are 8:45 with the exception of, on all the exams, so if you're gonna do that, you're gonna put 8:45 on all of them. They're gonna say, don't be consistent, just don't put no time, just the PCC is 8:30, that's the main. Cause at the PCC, they may change to another day.
Except that, like if this is a homicide.
Yeah, that's for sure.
It all kind of gets
1:45.
wrong.
Who's snapping fingers?
Yeah.
Who's snapping fingers? Who's snapping fingers?
Me.
Oh, okay. I thought for a second maybe you're listening to music.
I sure am.
And if you are, then
It's all in her head.
okay. I would disagree with that, but
It's about the music.
there's listening to music, yeah, but I like to hear some music.
Oh.
But seeing as that we're gonna start the arraignments, can't,
And have music, right?
yeah. Oh, well, let me ask, Council Hall,
Yes, Your Honor.
okay, do you have a copy of the list?
I do have a copy of the list and everyone has been interviewed except the last 3 people that we're working on now.
Which is Tyler, DeVito, and Alexander?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, I'm just waiting for the files.
Okay, thank you. We're ready to start whenever you are.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
No, just make a copy.
Oh, Ms. Joyce, thank you very much for the email that went out.
Oh, yeah, about the ladies.
Yes,
They were so excited.
I want to make sure that they're not forgotten.
Yeah, yeah. Where y'all going, you know?
No, it's gonna be in-house.
Okay, okay.
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 We're having fried and baked chicken, spaghetti, a bunch of other stuff, I'll tell you.
What's the green vegetable?
I think it's collard greens, green beans.
Who doing some cooking like that? Oh, we live. Let me see. Are we on mute so they can't hear?
No, that's all right.
It's being recorded, talking about greens and baked chicken.
That's fine. That's the Christmas party for the clerks. Yep.
I can hear you
Chicken.
and now I'm hungry.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you, Attorney Hall. I told them they can hear.
Yep. Chicken, spaghetti, green beans, collard greens, yams, mac and cheese, roast potato salad, and rolls.
Good job. Okay.
Yep.
It's still that fifth, second doctor, no. Okay.
Sure. Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. Yeah, they don't say it.
All of us who have the yellow. the college board.
You got your ready? Oh, you got it.
Yeah, we're Boston, Jackie, Boston. But I don't have five. Oh, you had?
Okay.
I have five. No, I had more how. Oh.
Oh, what?
Pardon me. Let's call them.
Yeah, the PCC is the 13th, and the exam. Here we go. 13, 20.
DDC.
Now, let me see that one more second, Your Honor.
What?
The file, we're looking for Alexander, I think she's the last file.
Alexander?
Uh-huh.
Alexander is not the last file. But you want Alexander, I'll give it to you. There you go.
Date. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So it's female. Make sure it's female. This one. Male. Female. Costume one day. DDC.
I just seen it on the thing at the bottom of the computer screen. That's what I'm like, rain. Oh, yeah, it said rain, snow starting soon. I don't want no rain.
Oh, that's right. I'd rather have it rain on the S word.
Yeah. Start at 9.
What time it's supposed to start?
Yeah, 9:03.
Are you serious? They going to the site.
So between 56 and it's about 2 hours.
DDC.
2 hours.
The shot.
That's a tiny yet.
The boy that shot the picture at school, you see his parents' picture. The one before they look real well kept, and the picture, she like her nose broke. I bet you they did some abuse in this house. I bet you. Yeah, you can take a picture comparison. You see her picture, one picture, they look real decent, and then the next picture, you might see weak out.
Okay, great. Like this. Right, 6.
Oh, this afternoon, okay.
DDC.
Oh, that's it's the same as the others.
EDC. Can somebody call DDC? They're not responding. Yes, please. It's been at least 5 minutes. Ms. Yolanda, I like your hair, scarf. You're welcome, ma'am. Joyce. Oh, just to give you a heads up, this is the way I do the arraignments. I take each sheet, I put the files, so all I need to move is from sheet to sheet. If they're in order.
Yeah, they're supposed to be in order, I know that.
Okay,
So what are you
and
trying to say, if they weren't
they weren't, but no, but I also I don't know what all the other magistrates do.
the same way?
Okay, do they?
Yep.
Okay. I also put down my bond conditions on the postage sheet
Yep.
as well as this sheet.
Okay.
Okay. And then that way I compare when I get the paperwork.
Okay.
Sometimes I make mistakes, sometimes clerks make mistakes,
Oh, yeah.
but hopefully, we make sure and we correct everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And I'm here until, the clerks say I can leave.
Right.
Ms. Yo? It's out of our control as to the time frame.
Or either you can go down to bottom.
I'm good, thanks. Pardon me? Oh, no, thank you. No, I'm fine. Appreciate it. Thank you for asking. And Ms. Gill, thank you for the chips.
Okay.
How you doing, man?
Hello, Officer Prey?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you have a copy of the list?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you ready to, we have no retained counsels. Are you ready to go down the list?
Yep, give me 1 second, leave these folders in order. I was getting that last, that additional add-on. I was doing her interview.
Okay, no problem.
1 second. You do know that Brianna Mitchell's not here, right?
No, but thank
She
you
was
very much
released
for
on the-
letting me know.
She was released on the
Not
3rd.
there. Mitchell is number 5 on page 1, not at DDC.
And again on page 2.
Yep, well, that was crossed off.
Yeah.
Okay, on my sheet. Okay, but I appreciate it. Thank you for letting me know.
So straight down the list.
Yep. Okay, not at DDC. There you go.
Put it there in black line. Yep. Say your name.
Nathaniel White.
Ms. Joyce, you may want to get me the warrant so I can sign it as a not in custody. All right, Nathaniel Allen White, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm Magistrate Chat there. Your case number is 2106-24000. Sir, you have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Yes.
Brikidia Hall on behalf of Nathaniel White, who waives formal reading and stands mute. He's been advised of his constitutional rights.
Thank you. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. Court dates are December 13th, 2021. It is a probable cause conference by Zoom, 8:30, followed by preliminary examination, December 20th, 2021. Both matters are in front of Judge Williams. Mr. White, one, you should get information on how to make contact for your Zoom court date. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Also, Mr. White, you are not to possess any firearms or any other dangerous weapons. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
That includes ammunition. You're not to possess ammunition. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, counsel, in this particular matter, your client was caught with ammunition and a firearm when he is not allowed to carry because he has prior felony convictions. But seeing is that those are the only charges. I don't see anything to indicate he had combative behavior, KPS history. His bond is going to be $20,000 personal bond. Counsel, do you want to add anything else for the record?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. White. You can step aside.
Okay.
Artisan. Personal line.
No.
Artisan. No, artisan. Black line saying it.
Good afternoon, sir. Please state your name, full name.
Lehman Terry Hardison, the floor.
Mr. Hardison, I'm Magistrate Jump that. You're here on a criminal matter. Case number is 210-62401. You have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Rakidia Hall on behalf of Lehman Hardison the fourth, who waives the formal reading, stands mute. He's been advised of his constitutional rights.
I'm not sure if they have not guilty. Court dates are December 13, 2021. It is a probable cause hearing by Zoom, 8:45, followed by preliminary examination, December 20th, 2021. 8:30 is probable cause by Zoom. Preliminary examination is 8:45. Both matters are in front of Judge Jefferson. Mr. Hardison, one, in this particular matter, you should get information on how to make contact with your Zoom court date. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Also, sir, while this case is pending, there is no drinking. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Also, there is no driving. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, in this particular matter, he does have a felony conviction from 2017, resisting obstructing. It appears that this was a result of a drinking and driving incident, counsel. I don't have anything else, so I'm going to give him a $5,000 personal bond with those bond conditions. Counsel, do you have anything else you want to add?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Hardison. You can step aside.
Thank you.
Cleveland.
Sir, please state your full name.
Nicholas Cleveland.
Thank you, Mr. Cleveland. You are defendant two in this case. Case number is 210-62403, sir. You have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Rakidia Hall on behalf of Nicholas Cleveland, who waives the formal reading and stands mute. He's been advised of his constitutional rights.
Thank you. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. Court dates are December 13, 2021. Probable cause conference by Zoom, 8:30, followed by preliminary examination, December 20th, 2021, 8:45. Both matters are in front of Judge King. Mr. Cleveland, one, you should get information on how to make contact with your Zoom court date. Do you understand that?
I'm sorry?
Okay, Mr. Cleveland, you should get information on how to make contact with your Zoom court date.
Okay.
Okay. Also, Mr. Cleveland, while this case is pending, you're not to possess any firearms or other dangerous weapons like bats, knives, pepper sprays. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Also, sir, you're not to have any contact with the complainant, Christopher Bolton. When I say no contact, that means no person-to-person contact, no contact with third parties, no phone calls, no emails, no text messaging. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, go ahead, Esteban, please.
Your Honor, Mr. Cleveland is 32 years old, lifelong resident of Michigan. He has no assaultive criminal history that we're aware of. His last criminal conviction was in 2013. He does have a GED. He also has housing, and he also has 3 children in the area, Your Honor. We understand the serious nature of these charges and the need to protect the complainant in this case. However, we are asking for a personal bond. I don't believe that Mr. Cleveland has any capious history. We have no reason to believe that he won't show up for court. We are asking for a personal bond.
Well, counsel, in this particular matter, it's not going to be a personal bond. This allegedly happened November 27, 2021. Allegedly, your client and his co-defendant, and while Mr. Cleveland held the complainant down, allegedly it was defendant 1 that had a baseball bat and started striking with, had aluminum baseball bat and started striking the complainant, Mr. Bolton, all over his body as well as his head. And he went to Mr. Bolton went to Detroit Receiving Hospital for treatment. So counsel, I'm not going to give a personal bond. And yes, he does have prior convictions, but I don't see where it is assaultive. 2, larceny from a motor vehicle, home invasion, 2nd degree. And anything else? Let me see. So, anything else new, Council Esteban, or no?
Your Honor, I just wanted to add that Mr. Cleveland is currently unemployed. He has no ability to pay a bond. From what you stated, it appears that even with the allegations, Mr. Cleveland did not take any front seat role in the alleged occurrences. We are asking that you consider that and also consider his status being unemployed. He also suffers from some degenerative back pain or disease. We are asking that you consider that and provide Mr. Cleveland with a personal bond, given that he didn't take a front seat role even in the allegations. We don't believe that there is any reason to believe that Mr. Cleveland will violate the bond condition of not being near or having any contact with the complainant. We don't believe that there's any reason for retaliation or any reason to go and try to further for any reason for Mr. Cleveland to try to hurt the complainant in this case.
Well, counsel, I disagree with you, but I hear all your representations in which Mr. Cleveland didn't take a first seat as you indicated. He held the complainant down while, according to the investigative report, he held the complainant down while co-defendant Ms. Johnson, okay, was striking Mr. Bolton all over his body and head with an aluminum baseball bat. So thank you very much for all your representations, counsel, and this particular matter is still going to be a monetary bond. I'm going to do a $35,000, 10%. Mr. Cleveland, okay, violate any of the bond conditions. Okay, you're going to be looking at a higher monetary bond. Do you understand that?
Said 35,000.
10%. You violate any of the bond conditions, sir,
I'm not
you're
gonna
going to
be
be
able to
looking at a
I'm not
higher
gonna be
bond.
able
Do
to
you
bond out.
understand that?
Mr. Cleveland, just give me 1 second, please.
Okay, again, Mr. Cleveland, do you understand? You violate any of the bond conditions, you're going to be looking at a higher bond. Do you understand that, sir?
Yeah, I can't bond out with that anyway.
Your Honor, Mr. Cleveland has indicated what I was about to address. He has no ability to pay that bond. He is currently unemployed, as I've stated. It appears that, I'm not sure if you were planning to impose a GPS tether requirement. We are requesting that you consider, or respectfully asking that you reconsider and provide Mr. Cleveland with a personal bond with the GPS tether, Your Honor. He has no ability to pay that bond at all.
Well, counsel, you know what? I've heard your representations, and I'm sorry. And DDC, can you mark Mr. Cleveland's file medical? Okay. However, when he participates, counsel, from the investigator's report, by having somebody down, holding that person down while another person is striking, that is active participation, counsel, in this particular matter. The complaint
attacking somebody in the house, man.
Mr. Cleveland, I want to
say anything, Mr. Cleveland, because anything you say, please do not say anything. Everything is being recorded, whatever you say. Do you understand that?
Yeah, this is bullshit.
Also, Mr. Cleveland,
Nice
okay,
penal
anything
system.
you say, Mr. Cleveland, anything else you say, it could be used
I'm not
against you
receiving
later
due
on in your
process.
case.
Mr. Cleveland, I'm going to ask you to refrain from speaking. Allow us to continue. You have counsel. You are live on YouTube, and this is being
Somebody
recorded.
with a
I don't want
gun,
them to use
additional bond.
anything that they say against you.
Counsel, anything else?
Your Honor, yes, again, I'm just asking. I
Okay,
understand.
counsel, anything new? Put it that way. Anything new?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, and I will say, counsel, is that you do have the opportunity for a redetermination of this bond. But for right now, $35,000, 10%. Thank you. You can step aside, Mr. Cleveland. Ms. Joyce, do you want me to keep this? Because there's still a female on this. Or do you want to get that? Give it to her? Okay. Right? No contact, no weapons.
Up on the black line this evening.
Yes, sir.
DDC, can you adjust the camera?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Sir, please state your full name.
Emmett Lewis Burks, Senior.
Thank you, Mr. Burks. I'm Magistrate Chartea. Your case number is 08061369, sir. You have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Rakidia Hall on behalf of Emmett Burks Senior, who waives for a reading, stands mute. He's been advised of his constitutional right.
I guess I'll
Okay,
just.
Mr. Burks, you don't need to say anything. Just please listen. I'm gonna enter plea of not guilty. Ms. Yolanda or Ms. Joyce, this is failed to show for a show cause hearing. So it sounds like it's a guilty plea, so it's a review court date?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. Sir? I'm sorry, counsel. Did you say anything? Wait for me, we can stand mute.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. I'm gonna enter plea of not guilty. Court date is December 14, 2021. It is a review court date by Zoom, 8:30 in front of Judge Garrett. Mr. Burks, sir, you should get information on how to make contact with your Zoom court date. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Also, sir, while this case is pending, you're not to have any contact with Helen Terry Burks.
I live with her. We've
no,
been living together. I'm sorry.
Okay, sir, listen to me, sir. You're not gonna have no assaultive contact. You understand that, sir?
Absolutely, absolutely.
No assaultive contact with Miss Helen Terry Burks. Okay, counsel in this particular matter, October 27, 2008, a warrant was issued for your client, Mr. Burks, for his failure to appear prior court hearing. Bond was set at $10,000 cash. However, Judge Garrett has given the magistrate's authority to modify misdemeanor capious bonds. His bond's gonna be $5,000 personal bond. Counsel, anything else for the record?
No, Your Honor.
Ma'am,
Thank you, Mr. Burks. You can step aside.
Okay, thank you.
Second vote. Dudley, come on.
Thank you. Good afternoon, sir. Please state your name.
Kyrie Dudley McCray.
Thank you, sir. I'm Magistrate Chartea. Your case number is 210-59044. Sir, you have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Rakidia Hall on behalf of Kyrie Dudley McCray, who waives the formal reading and stands mute. He's been advised of his constitutional.
Thank you. I'm gonna enter plea of not guilty. Court dates are December 13, 2021. Probable cause conference by Zoom, 8:30, followed by preliminary examination, December 20th, 2021, 8:45. Both matters are in front of Judge Jones. Mr. Dudley McCray, sir, one, you should get information on how to be contact for your Zoom court date. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Also, sir, while this case is pending, you're not to possess any firearms or any other dangerous weapons. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, lunch.
Counsel, this allegedly happened June 22nd, 2021, a few months ago. I don't have previous history, criminal history. His bond is going to be $5,000 personal bond. Counsel, anything else for the record?
Your Honor, I just wanted to let the court know that Mr. Dudley McCray does suffer from arm nerve damage that he does take medication for. He's indicated he hasn't received it, but we are asking that his file be marked medical.
Okay, thank you. Officer Prey, can you mark Mr. Dudley McCray's file medical?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. You done?
You can step aside, sir. Thank you.
1, 3. Up there. King, Charles King. Jarrell. Bye-bye. Jarrell, take a seat on the bench.
Say my name?
Yep.
Charles King.
Is it Charles Patrick King, sir?
Yes, Charles Patrick King Jr.
Thank you, sir. I'm Magistrate Chaftea. Case numbers 200-62072. Sir, you have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Rakidia Hall on behalf of Charles King, who waives the formal reading and stands mute. He's been advised of his constitutional rights.
Thank you. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. Court dates are December 13, 2021. It is a probable cause conference by Zoom, 8:30, followed by preliminary examination, December 20th, 2021, 8:45. Both matters are in front of Judge Jones. Mr. King, one, you should get information on how to make contact for your Zoom court date. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Also, sir, while this case is pending, you're not to possess any marijuana or any illegal controlled substances. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, this is from 2019. Charges are non-assaulted. No KPS history, no criminal history. Bond in this matter is going to be $10,000 personal bond. Counsel, do you want to add anything else for the record?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. King. Step aside.
You're welcome.
Jarrell. Yeah, mine say name.
Frank Jarrell.
All right, Mr. Jarrell, I'm Magistrate Chaftea, sir. You hear a criminal matter. Case number is 210-62406, sir. If you have an attorney, go ahead, counsel.
Rakidia Hall on behalf of Frank Jarrell, who waives the formal reading and stands mute. He's been advised of his constitutional rights.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. I'm gonna enter plea of not guilty. Court dates, April 13, 2022. It is a probable cause conference by Zoom, 8:30, in front of Judge McConicle, followed by preliminary examination, April 20th, 2022, 8:45, assigned to a judge in the criminal division. Mr. Jarrell, one, you should get information on how to make contact for your Zoom court date. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Also, sir, while this case is pending, you're not to possess any firearms or other dangerous weapons. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, in this particular matter, I have no KPS history, no criminal history. Your client was caught with a firearm without a concealed pistol license during this pandemic. His bond's going to be $5,000 personal bond. If you have no objection. Anything else to add, counsel?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Jarrell. You can step aside.
Thank you.
Ma'am, for Dudley McCray, was his court dates in April or December? Because I think he was here for that too.
December 13th and December 20th.
Okay. Just making sure, so Jarrell's a
No
first one.
problem.
Boston. In London. Nope, Boston. Black Lion, same name.
Right here.
Just stand on Black Lion. Yep. Same name.
What's your full name, sir?
Robert Boston.
Is it Robert B. Boston?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Boston. I'm Magistrate up there. Your case number is 210-624-747. Repeat that. 210-624-7. Sir, you have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Rakidia Hall on behalf of Robert Boston, who waives the formal reading and stands mute. He's been advised of his constitutional rights.
Thank you, counsel. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. Court dates are December 14th, 2021. It is a probable cause conference by Zoom, 8:30, followed by preliminary examination, December 20th, 2021, 8:45. Both matters are in front of Judge Archer. Mr. Boston, one, you should get information on how to make contact for your Zoom court date. You understand that?
Yes.
Also, Mr. Boston, while this case is pending, you're not to possess marijuana or any illegal controlled substances. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes.
Counsel, in this particular matter, this is from December 2nd, 2021. The charges are non-assaultive. He does have prior felony criminal matters, narcotics, and felony firearm. Last conviction appears to be from 2015. Okay. We're still in a pandemic, counsel, with the bond condition of no narcotics. This bond is going to be $10,000 personal bond, counsel. Do you want to add anything else for the record?
Nothing further.
Thank you, Mr. Boston. You can step aside.
Thank you, Your Honor. Right back in the bullpen. London. Like Lion saying.
What's your full name, sir?
Brandon Allen London.
Thank you. Mr. London, I'm Magistrate Chartea. You hear criminal matter. Case number is 2106240, sir. You have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Rakidia Hall on behalf of Brandon London, who waives the formal reading and stands mute. He's been advised of his constitutional rights.
Thank you. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. Court dates are December 13th, 2022. It is a probable cause conference by Zoom, 8:30 in front of Judge McConicle, followed by preliminary examination, April 20th, 2022, 8:45, assigned to a judge in the criminal division. Mr. London, one, you should get information on how to make contact for your Zoom court date. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Also, sir, while this case is pending, you're not to possess any firearms.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Counsel, in this particular matter, your client had a firearm without a concealed pistol license. I have no habeas history, no criminal history. It's not assaulted. His bond is $5,000 personal bond. Counsel, anything else for the record?
Your Honor, I just wanted to clarify. I believe that for the first court date, you may have said December 13th, but I just wanted to clarify for Mr. London that I believe that that's March 13th, 2022.
No, I have April 13th.
I'm sorry. Yes, April 13th and not December though.
No.
Yeah, you
April
said
13th.
December 13th and December
Okay,
20th.
I apologize. April 13th, 2022 and April 13th, 2020. Both matters at 36th District.
So 413 and 420.
4/13/22, probable cause by Zoom, 4/20/2022, preliminary examination.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Apologize if I misspoke as to date.
Like Lion saying.
Sir, please state your full name.
Antonio DeVito.
Is Antonio Moreno DeVito, sir?
Oh, my bad. Yes, Antonio Marino DeVito II.
Thank you, sir. I'm Magistrate Charte here on criminal matter. Case number is 2106240, sir. You have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Rakidia Hall on behalf of Antonio DeVito II, who waives the formal reading and stands mute. He's been advised of his constitutional rights.
Thank you. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. Court dates are December 13th, 2021. Probable cause conference by Zoom, 8:30, followed by preliminary examination, December 20th, 2021. Both matters are preliminary exam at 8:45. Both matters are in front of Judge King. Mr. DeVito, one, you should get information on how to make contact for your Zoom court date. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes.
Also, sir, while this case is pending, there is no drinking. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes.
Also, sir, while this case is pending, you're not to possess any firearms or any other dangerous weapons. You understand that?
Yes.
Counsel, in this particular matter, your client allegedly discharged a firearm while he had been drinking. I don't have any habeas history, criminal history. I'm going to give him a $10,000 personal bond. Do you have anything else to add, counsel?
Nothing further.
All right, thank you, Mr. DeVito. You can step aside.
All right, thank you, Jared. Give me a few minutes and I'll meet you on the female side, ma'am.
Yes, sir. And thank you very much, Miss Yolanda, for correcting me on those dates. Dudley doesn't have any paperwork inside. Ms. Joyce,
Except what to me.
file is empty.
I know, until we separate everything. You
Well,
need to see what you wrote?
Yeah, especially if I have the post-it.
Oh, okay. Well, we didn't know that. We're trying to be ahead of the game.
Okay. Carry concealed weapon is just firearms. Okay.
Here you go.
Okay, you can keep that,
Oh.
because I know what the charge is.
Mhm.
Okay. Let's see, domestic violence. Let's see, works, no assault of contact, yep. Arson. Resisting. Okay. White.
Dick.
Okay. Here you go with those. Thank you, ma'am. All right. Good afternoon, ma'am. Please state your full name.
Sarah Tyler.
Ms. Tyler, I'm Magistrate at Charte. You're here on a criminal matter. Case number is 210-62405. You have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Rakidia Hall on behalf of Vera Tyler, who waives the formal reading and stands mute. She's been advised of her constitutional right.
Thank you, counsel. I'm gonna enter plea of not guilty. Court dates, December 13, 2021. Probable cause conference by Zoom, 8:30, followed by preliminary examination, December 20th, 2021, 8:45. Both matters in front of Judge Jones. Ms. Tyler, one, you should get information on how to make contact for your Zoom court date. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Also, ma'am, while this case is pending, you are not to have any contact with complainant, Shari or Sherry Banks. That means no person-to-person contact, no contact with third parties, no phone calls, no emails, no text messaging. You understand that, ma'am?
Yes.
Also, ma'am, you're not to possess any firearms or any other dangerous weapons. You understand that?
Yes.
Counsel, go ahead, Esteban, please.
Your Honor, Ms. Tyler is 28 years old. She's a lifelong resident of Michigan. She has no prior criminal convictions whatsoever. She is self-employed as a photographer. She's also a high school graduate. She does suffer from an eating disorder, Your Honor. She has family and community ties. She understands the no contact order. We're asking for a personal bond, Your Honor, and also that her file be marked medical.
Well, counsel, I have no prior criminal history, no KPA history, but I am concerned that your client have firearms, and she made statements to Ms. Banks in reference to, do you know how many postal workers go missing? Allegedly, she also said, quote, I'm tired of you playing with my fucking mail, unquote. So I'm concerned about that. The gun was pointed at Ms. Banks. So, Ms. Tyler, let me say this, ma'am. No firearms, no contact with Ms. Banks. You violate any of your bond conditions, you are going to be looking at a higher monetary bond than what I give you. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Counsel, in this particular matter, okay, I'm going to give her a $35,000 personal bond. Counsel, do you want to add anything else for the record?
Nothing further. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Tyler. You can step aside.
Come on, about, you voted back 45. Come on. Come on, right on the
What's your name, ma'am?
Priscilla Alexander.
Don't turn to lose the attitude.
So your full name again?
Priscilla Alexander.
Is it Priscilla Janae
Yes,
Iona
Priscilla.
Alexander, ma'am?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm Administrator Charte. Your case number is 21062-408. Go ahead, counsel. You have an attorney. You have an attorney, Miss Alexander.
Rakidia Hall on behalf of Priscilla Alexander, who waives the formal reading. She's been advised of her constitutional rights.
Thank you, counsel. I'm gonna enter plea of not guilty. Court dates are December 13, 2021. Probable cause conference by Zoom, 8:30, followed by preliminary examination, December 20th, 2021, 8:45. Both matters are in front of Judge Williams. Ms. Alexander, you should get information on how to make contact for your Zoom court date. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes.
Also, ma'am, while this case is pending, you're not to possess any firearms or any other dangerous weapons. You understand that?
Yes.
Also, ma'am, you are not to have any contact with these complainants: Sharday Smith, Shanice Pilton, Tori Pilton, Messiah Covert. When I say no contact with those individuals, that means no person-to-person contact, no contact with third parties, no phone calls, no emails, no text messaging. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes.
Counsel, go ahead, Esteban, please.
Your Honor, Ms. Alexander is a 23-year-old lifelong resident of Detroit. She has no prior criminal histories at all, criminal convictions at all. She does have some college under her belt. She does suffer from a few medical issues, actually, and she has a tumor in her brain. We are asking for a file to be marked medical. She does have stable housing. She also has 2 children that she takes care of. We understand the serious nature of these charges. However, Your Honor, she does understand the no contact order, and we believe that when given the order by the court, that she'll make sure that she does not have any contact with the complainants, and also that she shows up for her court dates. We are asking for a personal bond in this matter.
Counsel, it's not going to be a personal bond. DDC, can you mark the file medical? Counsel, in this particular matter, it appears from what I'm reading in the investigator's report is that the car allegedly that almost hit Miss Alexander's car, okay, continued, went into a McDonald's drive-through. That from also what I'm reading is that Miss Alexander pulled into the McDonald's parking lot alongside, okay, the other vehicle driven by one of the complainants, either Miss Smith or Miss Pilton. Could have been Miss Smith, okay. The vehicle that Miss Smith and Miss Pilton were in had 2 minor children, both around the ages of 1. Miss Alexander also had a minor child. It looks like it may have been her niece in this particular matter. However, my concern is this happened December 3rd, a couple of days ago, for what had all been, that there may have been that almost hit. Once that had passed, your client came alongside the motor vehicle in the McDonald's parking lot, had a firearm, shot, okay, into that motor vehicle, okay, that was occupied by 2 minor children, 2 adults in this particular matter. It is by the grace of fate, ma'am, that nobody had to go to the hospital or was injured. So, ma'am, no, this will not be a personal bond. It will be a monetary bond, okay? And my question and my thought process, counsel, is that why was not Miss Alexander charged with assault with intent to murder? She was not charged with that, okay? But that is the prosecutor's discretion. I'm only dealing with what the charges are in front of me and the nature of the charges and the alleged facts of the case. They found a firearm. They found a spent casing. They found ammunition in the vehicle that Miss Alexander had been driving. They found bullet holes, okay, in the vehicle that may have been driven by one of the complainants, Ms. Smith or Ms. Pelton. Anything new you wanted to add, counsel?
Just, Your Honor, and keeping in mind that because the allegations occurred, or allegedly occurred, the way that the report read, Ms. Alexander does not know these complainants. So in saying that, has no reason to have any contact with them, have any assaults of nature towards them, or any future allegations against them. So I just wanted to keep that in the court's mind in considering the safety of the complainants. Because Ms. Alexander does not have any prior criminal convictions, we do not believe, regardless of these allegations, that she is a threat to the community.
Thank you. But counsel, you know what? I do believe your client is a threat to the community. Why? Because for maybe a slight that may have been, her vehicle may have been hit, but that does not give reason to be that allegedly she pulls out a firearm and shoots at another vehicle where there are minor children, counsel, in this particular matter. So now, but in nature of the charges, because she's not charged with assault with intent to murder, ma'am, okay, in this matter, her bond is going to be $75,000, 10%. Anything else, counsel?
Your Honor, just wanted to know if you would consider 50,000, 10%.
No, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Alexander. You can step aside.
I'll be right back with Ms. Johnson. Come back.
State your name, ma'am.
Shannon Renee Johnson.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson. This magistrate at Chuck there. You're defendant one in this case. Case number is 210-62403, ma'am. You have an attorney. Go ahead, counsel.
Rakedia Hall on behalf of Shannon Johnson, who waives the formal reading and stands mute. She's been advised of her constitutional right.
Thank you. I'm gonna enter plea of not guilty. Court dates are December 13, 2021, probable cause conference by Zoom, 8:30, followed by preliminary examination, December 20th, 2021, 8:45. Both matters are in front of Judge King. Ms. Johnson, one, you should get information on how to make contact for your Zoom court date. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes.
Also, ma'am, while this case is pending, you're not to possess any firearms, other dangerous weapons like aluminum bats, pepper sprays, tasers, large knives. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
Also, ma'am, while this case is pending, you're not to have any contact with the complainant, Christopher Bolden. When I say no contact, that means no person-to-person contact, no contact with third parties, no phone calls, no emails, no text messaging. Do you understand that?
Yes, completely.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, counsel, go ahead, Esteban, please.
Your Honor, Ms. Johnson is 37 years old. She's lived in Detroit her whole life. She has no assaultive criminal convictions that we're aware of. She is self-employed. She has a GED, does an array of physical issues. We're asking that her file be marked medical. She does have stable housing. She does have family and community ties. We are asking for a personal bond in this matter.
Thank you, counsel. One is not gonna be a personal bond. DDC, can you mark Ms. Johnson file medical?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. All right. Counsel, from what I understand in reading from the investigative report, is that your client, Ms. Johnson, was a direct individual while her co-defendant was holding down the complaint, Mr. Bolton, and she used an aluminum bat, striking the complaint, Mr. Bolton, all over his body as well as his head. He had to go to the hospital and he received stitches on the top of his head. I don't know whether or not he had any concussions or anything else, but he does have prior criminal history, not only narcotics, and counsel, this also her convictions from 2011, animal killing / torture, that may or may not, people may consider that assaultive to an animal, counsel. In this particular matter, seeing as that she was more of a participant than her co-defendant, but they are both charged the same. Her bond is going to be $45,000, 10%.
Can you say that one more time, ma'am? I missed it.
Sure. Bond is $45,000, 10%.
Thank you very much.
Counsel, anything else for the record?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Can it be anything?
Thank you, counsel.
I
Thank you,
have
Ms.
Your
Johnson.
Honor,
You can step aside.
Your Honor, actually, are you, I just wanted to know if you would consider even $30,000, 10%. Ms. Johnson does not have the ability to pay this bond. She does take care of her children. She understands the no contact order. And she also, Your Honor, she understands the no contact order. She doesn't have the ability to pay. I'm just asking for something lower so that she might be able to have some family members come up with something, even if that includes a GPS tether, if you would consider a lower bond, Your Honor.
Counsel, I'll give her the same as co-defendant, $35,000, 10%. Anything else, counsel?
Nothing further. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Shannon. You can step aside. DDC, thank you very much. Have a good weekend.